What up? Man, all I ask is for one day to not be crazy. Just one. Cheers, little man. Well, I've been really awful this week in trying to do anything stream-wise. I really wanted to stream. I know the music's a little loud. How's it going, Bold? Cesano, Jacob, Lion? I've just had a lot of crap going on this week. Cesano with the $1.11 super sticker. Jacob, if you haven't played the game Guilt, I highly recommend it. It's really good. You streaming that Tekken like a beast? I think those kids that kicked my door in today thought they were playing Tekken with my door. Had to get the police round so I can file a report so I can give it to the landlord. I did. It was really sad to hear. I looked up one. I only had time for one today. I had a very, very busy and eventful day, but I did look at one. The Herman one. I kind of wish I didn't. That guy's a tool bag. Nice. That's awesome, Lion. I already retweeted your tweet. Problem is they think they're untouchable here. They haven't met me yet. The problem was I was dumb enough to run after them in my medical state. Yo, Banaya, dying? That game is going from strength to strength depending on which way you want to look at it. Mark, I live in a very racist area and kids are always coming in picking on our property, our cars. Well, car. I don't know, car. Today they decided that they're going to come 4 times and kick my door in, and on the 4th one they kicked the hinge off. It's alright, man. Baseball bat for a win. Wait for them in front of the school gates like I did last time when they tried to harass my daughter. I picked up one from his collar in front of the teacher and I said, touch my daughter again and I'll hang you onto that spike over there. Pretty much worked. Teachers weren't very pleased with me, mind you, but He got the picture. Yo, Green Goblin! Alright, I think we can switch over because I'm super late anyway. Alright, let's see what we're doing here. Alright, that's not gonna work for me. Yeah, that's gonna work for me. Hey Jacob, it's alright, man, it's alright. Seriously. I've been dealing with it for the past 2 years now. Where it's got aggressive. So it's all good. It's the first time they decided to come and do some damage. Well, that's a lie, but I only found out today my doctor was trying to kill me, so there's always that, right? So tomorrow's a new day. Now that I'm on my right medication. Yeah. Like I said, today was a really, really eventful day. Today was like, what is going on? So let's see what happened today. Okay, let's just run through one day in the world of chaos. I went to my hospital appointment today to get a routine checkup on my diabetes because I thought I was doing well. So he actually explained to me what it actually is. Because up until now, no one's actually explained what it is. I've had a rough idea, but no one's really explained what it is and what it actually does to the human body. So now I actually know what it is, which is definitely a good thing. So that's all started off great. Then he explained what my medication was doing, and I was on double the recommended dose, which basically slowly kills you. And he was like, why would your doctor do this? And I said, I don't know. You could ask him, but he died last week, so you probably need to get a fast travel ticket straight to hell in order to ask him. So that's all been rectified today. It explained why I was always kind of feeling like shit, and why I was always feeling kind of drowsy, tired, fatigued, because the medication he was giving me was slowly poisoning me. It was like, it was not enough to OD, but it was enough to slowly cause harm without noticing. This guy was, I don't know what happened to him. After COVID, he just lost the plot. And ever since I threatened to sue him for negligence, he got ridiculously worse. And there's no other medical practices nearby that I could go to, so I was kind of stuck. But yeah, he's gone now. He's gone to the underworld. And because of that, I had to go to the hospital, so I guess there is higher powers at force playing here, because I'm now not on the medication I wanted to be on, but the medication I need to be on, and hopefully from tomorrow I will be making Journey to a Recovery. Then I come home and sit down and find out some other bullshit at work, and then let's just say kids decided to play what we call Knockdown Ginger on our door only, and on the fourth one they kicked the door in completely, the front door. So I had to call the old bill round, and they came and gave me a crime reference number just so I can give it to insurance and the landlord, and then we had to get the door fixed, and we only got everything done about an hour ago, so that's why I'm late. But that's an average day in my life. Hey Rabbi, how's it going? That is true, Leon. Was your previous doctor? No, he was actually, believe it or not, he was amazing. He actually was really good. Then COVID hit, and then it became no fucks given. I'm doing well, Rabbi, as well as I can be anyway. Bit of a late start, but it is what it is. Green, that has been the average day for me for the past, what, 2 months? It's it's a 9:47 here. But otherwise, I'm in good spirits, so that's a positive. I'm on my second cup of coffee in the space of an hour, and I got plenty of energy drinks here that I'm gonna plow through in a minute. Chaos might actually be talking about what happened to the gas brain. uh, did any of you see this? The mystical showcase that might maybe or maybe not be arriving in May. The potential PlayStation Showcase 2024 getting more backing for the summer. That was my video, Rabbi. If the PS5 Pro exists, it's going to be here. Yeah. It's definitely going to be here if it exists. There's no other way where it's gonna go. Rabbi, I don't think Phil Spencer has done anything we weren't expecting. I did actually send their publicist an email to see if I could get an interview with any one of their head honchos, but they'll probably ignore me. It just won't sell at that price, Jacob. Like, it's only a month between Horizon and Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, but Nixus is like, their sole purpose is to port games, right? It probably won't, Mark, but if I ever do get one, I'll ask. I have been asking my Square Enix contacts, and they just laugh at me and don't answer the question. You said this video will talk about... This video? We'll talk about Phil Spencer? In this video? In this stream? Did I upload the wrong thumbnail, chat? No, I said super late Friday stream with some gaming. Exclusives dead. Cesana, I only buy physical games for PC. I don't buy digital games. Digital's so overrated. It's only physical for me. Yeah, Robbie, we had a discussion about that, and I have reached out to the Xbox team to see if they want to have an interview. They haven't responded. They didn't even have the courtesy to send me a no response. At least when I contact Sony, no matter how shit their customer support is, they always respond to me, whether it's with a yes or a no. Um, that's something Microsoft could learn. But yeah, they didn't even respond to me, Rabbi. Although there was one good thing that happened today, right? There was. Outside of this amazing stream with a whole bunch of you. I did walk into my local second-hand store. Well, not my local one. There was one right next to the hospital clinic that I went to. And I decided, let's see what games they've got. And they had a bunch of good deals going. I mean, I've already got these games digitally, but I thought I'd pick up the physicals. Halo Reach. The limited edition Halo 3. Which was cool, really cheap. Halo 3 ODST, almost in mint condition. Halo 4, mint condition. The Ultimate Gears 5 in metal box, mint condition. And Halo 5 Guardians. For all of that, I paid £20. I thought that was a really good deal. All for my little collection box. When I move, it's all going to go on my thing. Froggy, I am on metformin, and I am now, due to my doctor's negligence, going to be on insulin as well at the same time. As of tomorrow morning, I start on insulin for the rest of my life. Unfortunately. Ugh. Dude, I've how did I find out I was diabetic? My dad is diabetic, and I just saw all the symptoms from him in 2009. In 2019, I saw that I had very similar symptoms from my dad. And when I went to the doctors at the time, they just said, we can't see you because you don't have COVID. And we're only seeing COVID patients. And so for 2.5 years, I went undiagnosed. And that's why it got really, really bad. I'm type 2, but now I'm kind of moving to type 1. Because they need to now, because of the medication I was on, it's depleted the insulin inside my body quicker than it should have. Xbox never said that they... Alright, let's see what people are talking about. Chat, this is why I say if you're in my Discord and you mute every channel if you want to, that's fine. Keep the streaming channel unmuted and you will get every notification. Also, if you're a YouTube member, if you're a member of the YouTube channel, Supporter Plus especially, or just Supporter, you get notifications in a private channel as well. And obviously, with the videos going out to the Supporter Pluses, you get instant notification there too. So there's benefit. You know, there's good reasons to join the Discord, even if it is just for the notifications. Just if you join, let me know who you are, because you guys always have a different name to your YouTube name, and I don't know who you are. So if you could just nudge me and say, hey, I'm this person, I've got this membership tier, then I can give you the right membership status. So you can see the special forums. Nah, you would have got it then, Alpha 1. It went out like 10 minutes ago. Unless you got Discord muted entirely. Can Phil Spencer fix Microsoft? Microsoft Xbox is fine. They've got another console coming, Rabbi. They've got a handheld coming. And that article that you guys are... I think you lot are referring to the IGN article, right? It's one I'm going to be covering. This one here. From Peter Moore. So, let's cover that first. So this article here from Peter Moore, even Destin is saying is stupid because... where is it? I say it's 2007 all over again because in this article, Peter Moore talks about how they've been talking about the death of consoles since 2007. It hasn't happened yet, and I doubt it'll happen this time. All Peter Moore is doing is trying to make himself relevant again by coming over and talking about Xbox because Xbox makes people relevant. And we know IGN likes to talk shit. But the reality is, Xbox is here for another generation. It is going to be here in a console form and in a handheld form. After that generation, I'm pretty confident that they will only be available in a handheld form. The handheld form this year is the bridge. But the following generation, it will only be a handheld, and it will be a dockable handheld. And then that's how consoles will proceed. PlayStation will follow suit as well. Make no mistake. That's how it's going to go. Lions Pride, thank you very much for... Damn, you upgraded to remain legend. Jeez. I appreciate you, dude. Did the notification not trigger? I have no idea what is wrong. It's active. I didn't even hear a chime. Wait, it didn't even come through here. It hasn't even registered on OBS. Lion. And just know, if you don't agree with what I say, you can always call me out. Devastator with the $2. Chaos, don't read IGN, it rots your brain badly. You responded back questions. Microsoft Xbox needs to fix. I mean, they'll never take games off PC. Even if they took it off Steam, they won't take it off PC. And that's okay. They've kind of committed to that, and they kind of have to stay to that. But what Microsoft need right now is console third-party exclusives to keep it going. That's what they need. That's it. Give a reason to buy the console. And third-party exclusives will do that. PlayStation is losing money in console and making more money being multi-platform. Multi-platform is an easy way to make money, right? Because you're just spreading your games around. But I understand why exclusives exist. Because it sells the console. You know, whether people like it or not, that is just a real thing. Up until Microsoft started putting everything on PC, if you wanted to play Halo, the only way to play Halo was on Xbox, right? Lion's Pride. You know, I'm actually looking to forward to signing up to play PlayStation games on their launcher. I'm just hoping it's not a shit launcher. Thank you for that super chat. I think it is. No, it's a new membership. But why is my notifications not working? Let me have a quick look. Seems to have broken. But people saying that exclusives are dead and they don't have a place in this world, I disagree. I think exclusives are good. They're only good, though, if they're utilized correctly. If they push the hardware, if they push the boundaries like they're supposed to, then they are good. If they don't push the hardware and don't push the boundaries, then being exclusive is pointless. To me, exclusives are there to showcase how good a hardware can be, how good a game can look, how powerful a game can be. And if you're not hitting those points, then you're kind of losing the purpose. You know, you defeat the purpose of an exclusive. Where is... if that makes sense, folks. Third-party exclusives sell your console. It basically says if you want to play the best games right now, the place to be is here. If you want to play the latest Metal Gear, the latest Final Fantasy, the latest whatever, you need to come to my platform, my console, my ecosystem. Right? That's all it's saying. And whether you agree with it or not, it clearly works. Alright, I'm just going to do a test to see if this triggers anything. So just bear with me a second. Let's see if this actually triggers something. Okay, so it's triggered up there, and you've got the animation member up there, but no thing. Okay. Okay, let's try now. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. No, you can piss off. That's not what I wanted. And I think I broke it. GG. That is 100%. Oh, that's right. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Almost done, chat. Sorry. We can fix this now live. Something about my own words. I saw that. I'm gonna come to that because I am a man of listening and agreeing and alright. Let's try this again. Live Q&A, boys. Live Q&A. Where is it? Alright, I'm going to try one more thing. If this doesn't work, then I'm going to have to fix it later. Because this should work, and it's not working. Why isn't it working? That is so weird. That's where it should be. Nope. I have no idea. I'll have to fix this later. I don't want to take up too much of the stream time. Alright, what did I miss? What did I miss? I see lots of arguments in chat. Sony isn't losing money on console sales. They were, but they're not anymore. Sony, like Nintendo, make a profit on their console sales. They have for a while. Think like this, I give you a CD player, but I own the CDs you're buying, so I can afford to give you the CD player as I'm making back the loss from you buying my CDs. Susanna, that's exactly how it works, yeah. It's the attach rate of the games that usually offset the cost of the console. Back in the Dreamcast days and the PlayStation 1 days and the PlayStation 2, when PlayStation 1 and the Sega Saturn, the attach rate needed to be 1. The PS2 and the 360, the attach rate needed 2 games for them to make a profit. One game wouldn't offset the cost of the console. You needed 2 to offset the cost of the console and make a bit of profit. PS3 and that was a PS3 and PS2 and 360, I guess. PS3, I guess, was a 360 as well. Well, I guess the Xbox 360 was the PS2. Xbox OG was with the PS2. 360 was PS3. Xbox One and PS4 needed 2 games to offset. It was only on the PS5 they needed 1 game to offset, but about 6 months into the generation, or maybe a year, I think by Christmas, Sony announced that they were now making profits on every console sold, or breaking even. What else did I miss? Nintendo and Microsoft are growing and have record profits. Microsoft has crazy profits now thanks to ABK. Rabbi, could you ask again, please? Because I didn't see the question. I was trying to fix something. Yo, man, don't go with the Yahoo Finance, man. No one goes to Yahoo. Main issue for Microsoft was their console loss was over 200. I remember reading that. I don't know if that was for the Series X though. That was way too high for a normal gamer to be expecting a return fast for investors. I mean, at $200, you're looking at 3 games attach rate. Destin, can you live stream join channel for a podcast? I can ask him. I can definitely reach out to him. I've been meaning to reach out to him anyway. I like Destin. He's a bit handicapped in terms of what he can say. Not physically. Just in terms of what he can say because of, you know, his place of work. But, the attach rate has gotten lower for Sony, yes. That was proven. Well, not proven, but that was what the financial, what the news report was saying. That most people that buy a PS5 don't buy it with a game. So the attach rate actually went down for the PS5. Whatever he is, he still can't go against what IGN is saying. You can't shit on IGN. You don't shit on the, you know, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. I can see that. We should just all start laughing at this again. The fact that PlayStation has decided that, well, people think that there's a mystical showcase happening. Did anyone manage to get Stellar Blade? So for about half an hour today, Stellar Blade demo was released, and anyone that was online at the time was able to get it. And then they pulled the demo off the thing. I feel very sad about this because I was going to play it. Real Mark? No. It's not been confirmed. No, it was definitely, the demo definitely was released, but then they pulled it. So, I don't know why they pulled it. It's a little sad that they pulled it. If it's available, just let people try it. But I was kind of hoping to try it. I actually went online to try and grab it so we could see what it was like on stream. But it came off. Hey, Xbox crackers. Come on, chat. Let's not lose the plot now. I mean, I don't think they have a choice but to use Microsoft Azure. I mean, they could use Amazon's AWS, I guess, but I don't think anyone wants to go to Amazon. They're putting games on PC because they need money. Pure and simple. they are putting games on PC because they like money. Quackers, after the day I've had today, just watching the chat argue is it's just making me feel a little bit better. For all the wrong reasons. But I am so disappointed that the Stellar Blade demo came off. Sadness. So, has anyone seen this? Helldivers 2 fans are rushing to get its new exosuits mix so fast they're breaking the servers. My dude, you have no idea how much I wanted that Stellar Booty. I am a man of culture, okay? I play Nikkei. And I have no shame in that. You think that booty is good? Go check out Nikkei. I don't know why Fortnite was down. The Civil War Goblin has already started. Did you guys see Gaz's video? I did not make one appearance in there. I actually reached out to Gaz and he was like, yeah, because you're one of the only real ones in the industry. I can dig that. I can dig that. You think anything shown at the partner showcase will be third-party exclusive? Which do you think would make good picks on Xbox third-party? Honestly, there's... Thank you for that $5 super chat, BoldAlphawolf. I'm just going to get that picture up, right? Like, there was nothing there that... So this was the... So this was the showcase, right? Let's look at this, right? Chat, let's collectively look at this. Let's collectively look at this. Stop arguing for a second. And let's be realistic. From a non-biased perspective, right? From a non-biased perspective. What game here, assuming all of these were exclusive, what here would you say would sell consoles? The only one I can see that has any chance, and that's because of its heritage, is Berserker. Berserker potentially has it. Final Fantasy could. Final Fantasy 14 would definitely sell consoles. Right? That's a given. If it was exclusive, it would sell. Berserker? I don't think Persona 3 would sell consoles. I think Persona 3 needs to be multi-platform. I think it's a good multi-platform game. It's a niche game. It's not for everyone, and I think the people that really enjoy that sort of genre of a game love it, but that genre is niche. It may sell a few consoles, but it's not going to break the bank. I think it's these two here. I think Berserker could do it. You know, have a Berserker-themed Xbox. Make it, go all out to town with it. I think Berserker could work. You don't think Berserker? I think that sort of gameplay is kind of missed in today's day and age. Joshua, interesting is one thing. turning around and saying, "Oh my god, I have to buy that right now," is a different response, right? Yeah, kids love Roblox. My kid right there is still playing Roblox. He's been playing Roblox since he came home from school. He just jumps into different games all the time. But there was nothing here. Like, I've seen people calling this showcase a 9 out of 10, and I really want to know what they're smoking. This was a very mid showcase. There was nothing special here. Nothing, that blew my socks off. Even Berserker didn't blow my socks off, but if we're talking about games that have the potentiality as an exclusive to maybe rock the boat a little, Berserker could be one of them if it's done correctly, and Final Fantasy XIV, but obviously that's an MMO. Persona 3 sold really well multi-plat. It had over 1 million sales in its first few days. That's great. BoldAlphawolf, Berserker, just as anticipated as Black Myth. Yeah, it's really highly sought after. Mark, the Persona 3 DLC expansion pass will be Game Pass Ultimate only. Not Game Pass. Not Game Pass, not Game Pass PC, but Game Pass Ultimate only. You mean it's the second showcase, not third? When was the second one? They had the Developers Direct, which focused more on the developers than the games. Then they had the Xbox Partner Preview. What else did they have? Alright, I need to see what this Silk Song is. You guys keep saying it, and I actually don't know what it is, so I need to check what it is. Oh, Hollow Knight. Why not just say Hollow Knight so everyone understands? God damn it, people. Just say Hollow Knight and I will know exactly. What do you mean it's a Hollow Knight Silk Song? It's Hollow Knight. Hey, Jacob. Thanks so much for stopping by, my dude. Yeah, this wouldn't sell consoles. I can't see this selling consoles. Well, it may sell a few, but it's not going to sell a lot. Yeah, I think they were trolling in that comment section. But should I tell you what this reminds me of mainly? Metroid. It reminds me of a it just reminds me of Metroid, and that's a good thing. Yakuza would definitely do it if it was exclusive. Because you know what I didn't realize until recently? I only found out that when you download games from Game Pass on PC, they're the PC versions of the games. I thought it was Xbox versions, but play on PC. No, they are actually the PC version. And that is why there's the best version. Final Fantasy XIV mess up with Xbox. What do you mean? Did Final Fantasy XIV mess up with Xbox Beta? I'm almost tempted to watch what he's going to say. Do you want to listen to what he has to say? I'm kind of interested. No, we don't block people here unless they're really, really bad. But guys, come on, seriously. Let's be civil. Please. I don't like doing any of that stuff. I like everyone to just have a harmonious time. Oh, come on. Please, guys, just stop. Okay, that's it. Stop. End. Finished. Finito. Stop. Done. Devastator said something. I must have missed it. Chaos, at least half of the showcase on my... At least half of the showcase on my had Xbox Series X and S symbol a tag, so I think half are Xbox exclusive. Maybe? Arthur, stop it. Stop it, Arthur. But, like I said, man, there's nothing here that's gonna... Like, being... Okay, I think the way I want to put it is none of these games that I'm kind of glossing over are going to get people rush out and buy an Xbox. The reason why Sony is getting these third-party exclusives, like Silent Hill 2, like Final Fantasy 7, like Stellar Blade, and so forth, is because it knows that they will sell consoles. It's that simple. Even Stellar Blade I can see selling some PS5s. Like Palworld, for example, right? Palworld would be a really cool game that could sell consoles. The problem is it's also available on PC. So it's not going to have the same impact as it would do if it was a third-party exclusive only. Can you imagine if Palworld was just an Xbox third-party exclusive and you couldn't get it anywhere else and it exploded the way it did? Everyone was talking about it at the time. The amount of people that would either just subscribe to Game Pass or buy a Series S or a Series X to play it would be crazy. That game would have shifted consoles like mental. It would have shifted Game Pass subscriptions like crazy. But the problem is they decided to put it on PC as well, and that ruined any opportunity it had to sell consoles. It's really that simple. Mark, that's a loaded question. I think there is a place in gaming for exclusives. But I think when it comes to exclusives, like I said earlier, if they are not pushing the hardware to its limit, then there is no point of it being exclusive. You know, the whole purpose of exclusives, in my opinion, outside of selling, you know, your console, is to showcase the true capability of your hardware. And if you're working on one SKU, one revision of hardware, you can do that. But if you're dealing with 23 different specifications and, you know, setups, then you can't do that. Do I think games should be everywhere? Like I said, for certain games, yes. For certain, no. So, I think exclusives still have a place in this world. I don't think they should go away. Peter Moore is definitely trying to stay relevant with this article. The guy hasn't had any dealings with Microsoft in God knows how many years. And now he's trying to come out. And of course, IGN's going to interview him. But even Destin is calling him out, right? As you can see here. Peter Moore called it out in 2007, saying that consoles were going to die in 2007. And they're still here, like almost 20 years later. And he's doing it again. So it's a waste of time. He's absolutely wasting his time. Do you think Final Fantasy Rebirth will come to PC? 100%, Mark. 100%. Even though he hasn't been relevant in the industry since he left EA. Yep. But does Xbox need to force PC players to the console to move units? Does it need to move? Well, why wouldn't it? Because don't forget, right? It's not just PC players, right? If you're a PlayStation player and you're like, hey, I can just build a £600 PC, or I could just go buy a Chromebook and play my games on my PC. I can go buy a £200 laptop and play my games there. Or I can buy, my gaming laptop might not play the best graphical games at all, but it'll run the games at 30 FPS and I can play all my Xbox games there. You are literally giving another medium for them to go and play. Now, the cloud part, I guess that's going to go everywhere anyway, but not everyone can play cloud games today. So that's going to be a really niche thing. But if you're looking at not just PC players, but you're also looking at PlayStation players or Nintendo players, fans who want to try out these Xbox games where they have a PC, they've got zero reason to invest in an Xbox. But if you stop it going to PC, at least day and date, then if they want to play those games day and date, and there are more people that want to play day and date than there are those that are willing to wait, then their only option is to buy an Xbox console. And I think that's what they should do. And if you look at Sony, I think that's what they're doing with their launcher. When their launcher releases on PC, the games ain't going to Steam day one. They're going to the PlayStation launcher. And, PC players would rather buy a PlayStation 5 than download another launcher. God forbid they're going to have to download a game or buy a game that's not on Steam. Oh, the heresy. The audacity. To think that they're going to have to buy a game on another launcher? What is this? Back to the 1900s? No, they won't do that. They'd rather buy another console. Look, the 360 era with Peter Moore was amazing. That guy knew how to do business. That guy knew how to do exclusives. Stellar Blade is coming to PC? I don't know about that. But that ass in 4K? Might even have to upgrade to 8K for that one. What do you think, chat? 8K for the ass. Maybe Stellar Blade. I mean, Stellar Blade isn't first party, right? Stellar Blade is a third party game. I mean, they're calling it second party, whatever. It's still it's not a Sony owned studio. I heard developers say they always wanted to release the game on one platform. That's just bullshit PR. They were given a script to read by Sony, and they said, okay, thank you very much. You gave us all this money. We will read whatever the fuck you like. You played over 700 titles? My dude, you got way too much time. I wish I could play through 100 titles. See, Arthur knows what I'm talking about. If Xbox changed their marketing to focus on their console, I think they would get so much good mindshare back, get away from the anywhere stuff. I mean, that's the other thing, right? Microsoft has been doing this gaming anywhere since like forever, right? They started it when they first released the Microsoft Store. You could buy a game from there, and that play anywhere was though selective. That mentality was from quite some time ago. So this was always the end game for Microsoft. They go through media training, legalize, and don't actually understand the development of games they're on about. Yeah. Look, a developer. When it comes to a developer, you tell them what to do, they will go and do it. That's it. That's how dev works. You say, go build this. Creative comes and says, hey, look at this amazing design. Developer looks at it and goes, are you crazy? How do you expect me to build that on these tools? And then creative goes, oh, really? And they go, yeah. And then you go, okay, let me make a tweak. And they just add one little, they like remove one line and go, how about this amazing design? And you're like, but you didn't change anything. I did right here. I removed that line to make it easier for you. And then the developer just, the front end dev just goes, fuck it. And then goes and does the work. Because they can't win against creative. And that is why you never do a creative-led project. Because creatives are crazy. I don't care if you're in the chat. You're crazy. I have seen some of the craziest designs from creatives that would make your mind explode. I don't know what world they think that these designs are good for a website, but my God, you have to sit down and wonder, like, what were they on like some magic mushrooms or something when they came up with these designs? Yeah. I stand by what I said, Susano. I stand by it. As QA, I stand by it. I see this shit coming from you guys on a daily basis. I stand by it. Player that doesn't sell consoles or Game Pass, it's just pissing Xbox consumers right off. Jay, Jay, the big thing right now, right, is no one understands what Microsoft's strategy is. I don't think Microsoft understands what it wants to do. On one side, Microsoft is saying, we really want Game Pass to be the platform. We want Game Pass to be Xbox. And then they go and sabotage Game Pass in every way possible. They sabotage it in ways that basically is trying to kill the subscription service. Right? Because they are. That's exactly what they're doing right now. They are sabotaging Game Pass in more ways than one. Then they say, hey, Xbox console is, the alpha to our core vision. And then they go and sacrifice and sabotage the Xbox platform like there's no tomorrow in more ways than one. So, what are they doing? Mahayanist, they had to do that. I'm not sure if you was here in my other stream, but they had to do that. They made a promise to the FTC and the court during the ABK trial. If he didn't put any games on any other platform, he would be done. Simple as that. He made a promise under oath that he would be putting some games case by case onto other platforms. And as you know, Microsoft is not done buying publishers. They are going to buy again. So this just helps them ease that process through. So, they didn't do it. I mean, look, let me go back to the actual presentation, right? Because listen to what he says, right? Listen to what he says. Xbox Business Podcast.
Second, all of our games will go into Game Pass on day one. And third,
as we know, game teams, but a lot of we're making these decisions for
Can you hear it?
specific
Yeah.
reasons. We make every decision.
Okay, let's go here.
4 games to the other consoles, just 4 games, not a change to our kind of fundamental exclusive strategy. We're making these decisions for some specific reasons.
There. Did you hear it? Did you hear that? Let me open the volume. Listen to it carefully, right? Listen.
Change to our kind of fundamental exclusive strategy. we're making these decisions for some specific reasons.
The FTC and the courts. That's it. That specific reason is the FTC and the court. Because they had to put games over, because during the FTC trial, the FTC was questioning ZeniMax. And they said, you said you was going to put games on a case-by-case basis on other platforms, and you basically turned around and made everything exclusive. So by putting ZeniMax games now on other platforms, that completely invalidates what the FTC was saying. It completely invalidates what the FTC was talking about in terms of Microsoft doing foreclosure. And at the same time, it gives Microsoft the clear window that if they want to go and buy another publisher, they can do that now without the FTC having any legal ground to stand on. That's what this is telling you. That is why this bit right here is so important.
Not a change to our kind of fundamental exclusive strategy. It is, we're making these decisions for some specific reasons. We make every...
Right, and they can't come out and say, we're making this decision because of the FTC and the courts, and because we promised them, so we have to do it. Because if they say that, then when they go in the court, the FTC is going to say, well, look, they put these 4 games up there, but they only did it because we forced them to. They only did it because they had to do it. They only did it because, it was through us as proxy that they did it. They didn't do it out of the goodness of their hearts. They didn't do it because they wanted to or because they were, promising to do it. They did it because we forced them to. So he can't come out and say, this is why we're doing it. That's why he's saying there are reasons why we are doing this. Because if he says that these games will never, ever go to another platform, the FTC will turn around and go... Because the FTC is still in court right now, right? They are still trying to divest Activision. They will turn around and say, he's just put these 4 games on and then gone 5 minutes later and said nothing's ever going to any other platform. How does that look to the judges? Microsoft right now is in a really, really shit position, right? Where they are getting fucked through the front, the back, the left, the right, in every direction because of the FTC. Because they just won't fuck off. They would not be doing any of this if it wasn't for the FTC and their love for Sony. Because obviously we know that the FTC loves Sony, and the only reason they're doing this isn't for the consumer, but it's for Sony PlayStation. But the reality is, he can't go around and say, everything is exclusive, buddy, because then that would just be ammunition for the FTC, and they are not going to do that. No one in their right legal mind would do that. That's suicide. I mean, you guys might not agree with me, but I promise you, there is at least 99% merit in what I'm saying. I don't think the return of interest has anything to do with it. If they cared about the return of interest on Hi-Fi Rush, they wouldn't have shadow dropped it, right? They would have advertised for it. They would have hyped it up. They would have built up, trailers. They would have built up showcases for it. They didn't give a shit about that game. They just dumped it as a shadow drop because they delayed it for so long, and they just said, right, we can't hold this any longer, just drop it. Right? If they actually really cared for Hi-Fi Rush in the way that people are saying, where they wanted a return of investment, they would have put the work in. They put no work into this game. They just dropped it like it was a piece of shit. Don't get me wrong, it's a good game. Really good game that almost no one on Xbox has played, which is a real shame. right? It's a real shame that almost no one on Xbox bothered completing. And you can see that just through the stats on the achievements. But the reality is, you know, if they really cared about the product, they would have had showcases for it. They would have had presentations for it, a developer's direct for it. Something to show that it exists. Something to show that it's coming. Not just flat bang, drop it on the spot and say, hey, go play it now. What happens if Microsoft finally jailbreaks Xbox OS? What do you mean by that? Why would Microsoft jailbreak Xbox OS? But no, I do. But they can, decisions change all the time in business. You think they're releasing a new console in 2026? Do you think they're going to release a new console in 26 and then go out of the games industry? Does that make any sense to you? I mean, 2026 is the assumed date, the year. But does that make release at leaving gaming? Exactly. It doesn't make any sense. I agree, Chaos. The FTC was part of it, but all companies are trying to maximize profits. Same reason Sony's doing PC. Yes, but the difference here is Microsoft had the opportunity. No one is saying for Microsoft not to put it on PC. But if you want to sell Game Pass subscriptions, keep it to Game Pass PC. Don't put it on Epic. Don't put it on Steam. Don't put it on GOG, Ubisoft Connect, Origin, whatever other launchers there are out there that probably exist that I can't remember. Keep it on Game Pass PC. So the only way people can get it is through your launcher or through the subscription. If you don't want to buy the game from the launcher because you are so adamant that you will not pay money for that, then you're going to subscribe to Game Pass to play it. Now, if you are so butthurt that is an absolute no-no for you, but you really want to play it, your next alternative is to buy an Xbox. You see how that funnel flow works? As a PC gamer, you've got an option. It's still on PC. You can go to PC Game Pass. If you don't want a subscription service, you can go to PC Game Store. If you don't want to use that launcher, then you can go to third option, which is buy a console. But all options lead to Game Pass or Xbox. One way or another, Microsoft makes money. And that's how you grow your brand. This is what Sony's doing. Right now, they're releasing games on Steam, but once the launcher comes out for PlayStation, those games aren't going to Steam day and date. They're going to go to the launcher day and date. And then they'll go to Steam in 6 months to a year. Because Sony wants 100% of that profit. That is how you do business. That is how you build your brand. And if PC gamers don't want to buy off the PlayStation Store, they go buy a PlayStation. That's it. Sea of Thieves was getting stale in terms of player numbers. It wasn't growing. It hit its peak. But then there's this picture here, right? Where is it? Let's see if I can find it. This one. So then you've got this. This was the one that was presented in court. Anything that's on this scale, Sea of Thieves would either fall on this side or this side. Hi-Fi Rush would fall on this side. Pentiment would fall on this side. Grounded would definitely fall on this side. I think Sea of Thieves would fall on this side. But games like Starfield, Redfall, Indiana Jones would fall over here. Blade would fall in here. So those stay exclusive. This was already shown during the FTC on what they're planning on doing. It was never a secret, folks. People just chose to ignore it. People just chose to ignore what was being said. People thought that Microsoft is just saying whatever they need to say under oath to get the deal across. And when it finally was said and finally done, they thought Microsoft can just break their oath because they've got lawyers getting paid millions and millions of bucks. It doesn't work that way. The law is the law. Be right back, folks. Just back in a sec. Wambi, you need to let me know what that game is like. I forgot the name. That sounds like a cool game, man. I forgot the name. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, chat. Alright, what are we talking about? Someone fill me in. Not like that, chat. Not like that. The law is only a suggestion if you are rich enough. Yeah. Especially if you have offshore accounts. I think they will port Starfield to PS5. even if they started to port Starfield today, it wouldn't be here for another 18 months. 18 months to 2 years. It is not a small project to underdo, and the code that was already there available just isn't usable anymore. They would have to start that from scratch, refactoring and porting. Porting doesn't take 5 minutes like people like to believe. Porting can take years. It's a lot of work, a lot of optimization, especially for a new console. Now, from Xbox to PC, it's super quick because Xbox is using DirectX U and PC is using DirectX 12. Also, the gaming language for PC is XGDK, which is the same dev SKU that, language that the Xbox is built on, XGDK. They've done it deliberately so they can port games seamlessly to PC. The PS5 is not like that. Do they though, Nixus? Do they though, Benaya? Because those games probably started porting the moment they were released. Or probably at 2/3 of the way through the development. Halo Master Chief would kill the Xbox brand going to PlayStation. If any Halo game, any Gears game goes to... See, everyone sees Starfield as Xbox. I don't, right? I don't see Starfield as Xbox. I don't see the Elder Scrolls as Xbox. I don't see Redfall as Xbox. I don't see Call of Duty as Xbox. What I see as Xbox is Fable. I see Halo. I see Gears. I see Forza. I see those tentpole titles as Xbox. To me, that is Xbox. Like the Cameo game. That is Xbox. Now, if those games go to PlayStation, it's over. Like, they might as well not release another console. Starfield is Bethesda. Bethesda Game Studios wants money. All these studios want money. They don't give a shit where the games go. As long as they get paid and their leaders are getting fat bonuses, they're going to give two shits. Anyone thinking that they do care is delusional. I'll be honest with you. Sea of Thieves does. But let's look at it realistically. Halo Infinite came out in a broken state, like in an incomplete state for multiplayer. It came out in the worst possible way it could. It had the worst possible start. It had the worst possible game modes. You couldn't even pick Slayer. Literally the game mode that made Halo multiplayer. Slayer was literally the number one thing that you should be having. But the old team, these people that people called upon as the vets, they murdered the multiplayer. And that's why they all got shifted out. That's why 343 had that clean out. Staten and all of them, they got told to fuck the right off. And they brought in new blood. And guess what? It turned it around. It may not be the success it was, or it could have been, but it's in a much healthier state now than it was before. That's what I'm saying, Devastator. They did now. It's in a much healthier state. Do you think that Bethesda Game Studios cares if they said, hey, you can release your games multi-platform, but at that point I'm going to cut your salary by about 30% because, you know, the games are going to sell and you might be on some performance bonuses. Or you can keep it exclusive here and get 100% of your, you know, make double your salary. Which one would you want? I guarantee you, every single dev will be saying keep it exclusive. 100%. You know why? Money talks. All this talk about, oh, the devs want this and the devs want that, they don't care. They literally don't care. A lot of people think they do. They don't care. And now I'm going to say something that's super controversial. You see a lot of these people that get outraged by the 1,900 people laid off, the 900 people laid off. The outrage lasts for 2 days, maybe 3 days, and then no one cares. They only care because it's in the news. There are millions of people being laid off on a daily basis in the tech industry. No one bats an eye. People getting laid off in Amazon, UPS, no one cares. The only reason people care here, well, fake care, is because it's happening in an industry that they're aware of. And even then, it's almost herd mentality, where you have to be in outrage mode because they've laid off these people. It makes no difference to your life. It makes no difference to your daily being. But you are in an outrage mode because you have to be. It's a shit take. I get it. But it's an honest take. Do I sympathize with the people losing their jobs? 100%. But anyone saying that they have empathy is, unless you know the person, because you can't have empathy for someone if you don't know them. Empathy is a personal thing. You're empathizing with someone. But you can have sympathy. Froggy, I get it. It's not nice to see good people get fired. You know, and no one... Like, let me put it to you this way. This is something that happened today where I work, right? This is something that happened today where I work. Someone went behind my back. You know that we've had the merger in where I'm working. Can't give details other than that, so I'm not going to go into it. But the position that I hold, which is QA, is already fulfilled in the company we've merged with. So my position now is pretty much up for redundancy. Because it's a duplicate position. At least that's the way it's looking. And I've already had that conversation with management. But my colleague decided that they would go and try and do something absolutely stupid today and try and save their skin. And now they're in the world of trouble because they are now number one on the hit list to be let go because of something stupid they said. Now, I actually have now gone out my way, despite the fact that this person is absolutely moronically stupid for doing what they did, and have and have tried to save their job by trying to do the right thing. People losing jobs is never a good thing, and I don't want anyone ever to lose their job because people have bills to pay, people have mortgages to pay, rent to pay, households to take care of. But the reality is people lose jobs on a daily basis and no one cares. It sucks and no one likes to see it, but the outrage that you see in the games industry is moronic at the best. I mean, there are people that are just bad at their jobs, right? Like the person that I'm talking about that done something so stupid today that, you have to question life at this point. That's how dumb it was. They're not very good at their job. At all. Like, at all. I have been cleaning up their mess for the past 2 years. I don't know if Taz is in the chat room, but I talk to him regularly about it. Me and Taz are good friends. And he will tell you the amount of shit that I have to clean up weekly for this person. Fixing their work and whatnot to make sure they don't get in trouble. There are genuinely bad people out there that just are rubbish at their jobs. It is social media. Like, I get it. You know, this someone may clip this and put it out of context. That's fine. I don't care about that. But the reality is, that's the truth, right? Who's talking about the 900 people laid off by Sony? No one. Not a media outlet. Not anyone. Who's talking about the 1900 by Microsoft anymore? No one. It was literally news for 3 days. We all spoke about it. We all talked about it. And then it went away. Because no one cared. Because if people cared, they would turn around to these companies and say, right, you've just let go of all these people. We're not going to buy a single game from you until you stop doing this. No one's going to do that. They're looking forward to their next Tifa Tittywank. Right? They're going to put their DualSense on their PDPP as soon as Tifa appears, running around, vibrating, and get off on it. That's what they're looking for. Or the stellar cheeks. Yeah. Or, you know, go off on this newer Sweet Baby Ink stuff. Which is completely getting blown out of... It's becoming ridiculous at this point. That's going into hyper meltdown. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm just getting older. Maybe it's because I just don't see the reason to fake outrage. I look at things in a different light. And maybe that's why you guys are all here listening to me babbling on for a couple of hours every day and enjoying it. Who knows? But I just don't see things the way other people do. I think it's stupid. Like, I see a lot of people crying about Helldivers. Oh, it's a shit game. Solo, it is a very shit game. This game barely deserves a 1 out of 10 solo. But multiplayer, it's hilarious. Like, when I was playing with Taz, when we finally could log on, I was talking to my son and telling him some of the stuff that happened. Like, I threw a grenade at one of the aliens, and the alien jumped up, done a nice little dink header, through the head of the, you know, he dinked the header straight in front of Taz's face and blew him up. Those moments are priceless. Those are the true you had to be there moments. You know, you know, in Destiny 1, when you got your first Galahorn, that was a true you had to be there moment. You don't have those anymore in video games. You know, those truly special moments where you had to be there to experience what it was in all its glory, to tell the tale for years to come. That's what's missing in gaming today. Being killed by a code in Halo 3. Exactly! That was fun. Or like was it in Halo 3 or Halo... I think it was in Halo 3. When you start, you're kind of like in the urban forest. And when the guy is trying to get down off the cliff, he goes to jump off, and then halfway down, it's not even that big of a jump. You just hear his dying animation, and then he lands and he goes, oh, I'm okay. It's funny. It's humorous. But those moments just don't exist in games anymore. I mean, even movies today, like, people just don't watch them for a movie anymore. They have to overanalyze it, over-criticalize it. It's stupid. Just watch it for a movie. It doesn't have to follow the lore. It doesn't have to follow the storyline. Just watch it for a movie. Did I see the Kotaku editor? Yeah, she's crazy. That's different. She's mental. I mean, to come out and say what she did, that's that's no bueno. The devs need to get together and organize the very ideology of change, but cannot grow in an atmosphere of no one cares. This is the way things are. Oh well. I mean, just look at Warner Brothers. They turned around and said, "Hey, buddy, Hogwarts Legacy was the most successful game of 2023. Clearly, single-player games are not doing very well, so we're going to push on with live service games because Suicide Squad decided that it's going to be our pride and joy." Yeah. A lot of devs are doing their own studios and then disappearing entirely because they run out of money and no investors, and then they vanish. But you know, when did you last play a game where you saw something that was so magical that the term "you had to be there" actually meant something? That's my question. When did you experience something so special in a video game where that feel of you just had to be there to appreciate the gravity of what just happened? What happened just now, Mark? You see, BoldAlphawolf? You're talking years ago. Years. Decades. Nothing in recent times. Elden Ring was one of those moments, yeah? I hope you're not talking about me, Mahayanist. I'm not biased at all. There are some E3 moments, but they're so few and far between. But it's those moments that make gaming so special. Like, I can think back to a time. Let me see if I can find. See if I can find something to give you an example. Final Fantasy 11 June's Secret Beach Train. This might not be. Okay. Wow, that's some good frame rate. This PC had some trash. This must have been on PS2. Tropical Beach Party experience. There's no clips for it, unfortunately. It's just this one, and that frame rate is disgusting. But essentially what happened here was one enemy linked, and you're somewhere out in the open, and you literally see a Jumanji train running across the field. No one is getting involved in that because it's insta-death. You see the tank winging it because someone's granted him speed boost until the next zone. He's running for his dear life so he doesn't die. You've got 100 or 200 mobs running after him to kill him, and you're just standing there laughing. Right? that shit is hilarious. Now, it doesn't sound fun. But if you was there at the time seeing this, that shit was ridiculously funny. Every so often, you'd be XPing out in the dunes, and then this shit would happen. And then you'd be like, poor tank, he's gonna die. Because the first one to die is the healer, because the healer heals the tank and gets full aggro. Healer dies quick. But they've got re-raise, so they're fine. The tank then is on his own. It's good times. For those of you that don't know, NBA 2K24 as a surprise shadow, well, I wouldn't call it a shadow drop, but is coming to Game Pass. I know there's a lot of you out there. Mark, it's hilariously funny. It's hilariously funny. But there was a lot of times like that where you would have like unexpected things that happen that you just don't foresee that will happen. And it's great. Or like, let me tell you a story. So we went into Crawler's Nest. Let me see if I can find Crawler's Nest for you. So this is Crawler's Nest. So we spent like an hour in Juno building a party of 6. Then you spend another 20 minutes, 30 minutes running to the secret area to get into the XP spot. Only to find out there's another group here. So we go to another spot, which is by the lizards, right? So we have a healer who doesn't really play as a healer. And then they decide that what they're going to do is cast Protect on everyone. But instead of casting Protect, they cast Stonegar. And that hits a lizard. The problem with that is everything in that vicinity links to party aggro. We spent an hour and a half building a party to get to the XP point, and we died within 10 seconds of getting there, and that was the end of the party. Now that sounds like a complete ball ache and a complete waste of time. But the amount of fun we had in that 20 seconds was hilarious. And we still tell that story when we meet up today because it's left really fond memories. And we still laugh at the guy for casting Stonegar instead of Protectgar. This is what I'm talking about. Like, those moments are missing in games today. Today it's all about, oh, what's your KD? What's this and what's that? And get good and all this. You know, the fun factor of gaming has somehow eroded, and it's become this really horrible competitive thing. Those really fun moments, those special moments are just gone. Exactly. I mean, there was one time, let me see if I can find it again. Like, I've got a lot of stories with this one because this is one of my favorite games of all time. I spent like, 7-8 years playing this. Like, to this day, I prefer 11 to 14. So we went into this fight, right? This is a much better showing. So here's everyone preparing. And now we're going to go in. And you basically are fighting all of the dark versions of yourself. Right? Now, the problem we had here was, back when we did it in our day, it was a lot harder than what it is now. You have to fight all of them at the same time. And you've got the Black Mage, you've got the Dark Knight, you've got the Paladin, you've got the Thief, and you've got everyone else. All my team was dead. I was the only one left alive. We only had the Black Mage on the opposing team, and I was a Black Mage too. Cha-ching, right? The Black Mage had one, sliver of health left. So one Blizzard 2 would kill it. Right? That's all it needed. The problem was, chat, the biggest fucking moth was in my room. And it was flying around me like crazy, and I am shit scared of creepy crawlies. So instead of focusing on that game, and to get the pop item, for this fight could take a month, right? A month. It could take longer if you're unlucky. I said, fuck the game. I dived out of the room, right? I literally, Solid Snake, dived out the room. I could still hear all my friends saying, Chaos, kill it, kill it. And I'm like, I can't. I'm trying. I had to, back then, wireless things weren't really a thing. I pulled my controller down from the desk, dragged it towards me. I just randomly pressed some buttons and hoped that I clicked on the right macro. And then all I heard was people screaming, you did it! You killed it! You killed it! I wasn't even looking at the screen. I was out of that room because that moth was still in there. It was ridiculous how that all transpired. And we ended up winning. But like that whole thing with me diving out of the room because that moth decided to come at that particular goddamn effing time. Yeah. But those are like the true moments of like memories you share. Hey, this thing was huge, right? This wasn't no tiny, this was like some big ass moth that's like bigger than the windows in my house. And these windows are big. This thing was like that big. Community matters. Main message to focus on here. Yeah, it does. It reminds me about waiting outside of the raid in Warcraft. Group feature finder, getting invited battles. Yeah. Keep in mind you can run Final Zone locally if you wanted to set up your own fully modified server today. I'd probably still play on the legit servers. But what I'm saying is, it's just not the same anymore. Devastator 2000 with the $5 super chat. TheChaosLounge and Power World, I had a situation where raids kept spawning one after the other for 5 hours. It was fun, and Musanda is really broken, dear God. Exactly. But those moments are amazing because you're just going crazily after them, right? It's not something normal. It's not something that you experience that is expected. And it just happens. It's just great. But these moments are special. And they matter to you. And you can see, you can hear the joy in my voice when I'm regaling this tale. I can't tell you about, I don't have a feeling like that playing The Division or Destiny 2 or Warframe or any other game like that. Even Final Fantasy 14, like, there's no real story like that for that. Because everything is kind of scripted. I mean, I'm happy we win fights, and it's amazing when we do. But those stories of old that you regale and tell, you don't have those moments anymore. And I think we just need that. Didn't I read it just now? Devastator? Was there another one that I missed? I will always read out super chats. Hosting karaoke at bars and clubs with Rock Band. Arthur, I am a huge Division fan. Huge. I didn't like Division too much, although I played it for a long time. And I can't wait for Division 3. I am going to be all over that like crazy when the Division 3 lands. I'm a super Division fan. You love moths? Yeah. No. No. But it's a real shame about Akira Toriyama, folks. Dying at the age of 68 as well is really young, man. This is a big loss to the industry, in my opinion. But did you hear what Kotaku said about this? Did anyone hear about what Kotaku said? That's right. Will be all over damaged Sponge Simulator 3 when it drops. Hey, look. Devastator, if you think the Division is damage sponge, you just haven't built it correctly. When you can take out, what was her name? Was it Lorraine Barrett? When you can take her out in one hit, that's a big dick moment right there. She goes, shit, headshot, dead. And then you bug the game out because you didn't let her finish talking. Even then, the game had a problem with you not letting them actually finish what they were saying. No, your build was just bad. In the Division, you could have amazing builds that would absolutely destroy everything. But like even in the Division, right? I can tell you of one time when we were doing Falcon Lost. And we was on the final bomb to put on the APC. And we saw one of the exploder guys coming into the room. And it was time for us to go and trigger the actual APC to win the fight. And we're like, if he comes in the room, we're dead. Game over. It's done. Finished. So I saw the enemy coming in. I just ran into him and blew myself up with the suicide bomber. I blew him up and I said to my friend, go, go, go. Now's your chance. I've cleared the path for you. I've sacrificed. My dude decides to run and dive. And he misses the fucking truck. He gets up and starts putting it on, but that 3 seconds he wasted for diving stupidly meant that the enemy was getting closer and closer and closer. And I think he managed to trigger it with like half a second left. And then we won. Truly great moment. No, they weren't glitched Devastator. I never did any of that. You could literally just have really good builds. Hey, sup, Josh? I'm going to try the demo, yeah. For sure. Devastator. The shotguns were broken in that game. Warner Brothers axed some more? You sure? How you doing, Josh? No, I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, what is Adult Swim Games? I read that earlier today. Yeah, they were. I like the PS2 games as well. I remember those. The Two Towers, that was really fun. But yeah, I was actually going to talk about Unicorn Overlord and say that it is available for everyone to try as a demo. And if you play the demo, your progress is saved all the way across. Is it actually available on the Xbox PC app? Because I don't have the Xbox hooked up to my PC at the moment. Let's see, does this have demos? Okay, so Unicorn Overlord is not on PC Game Pass. Interesting. Well, that's new. Well, Arthur, that's not a good thing, is it? But yeah, this is definitely something I want to try and see what it's like. Oh, Tyson's going to kick his ass. Hey, so how many of you going to buy this? Oh, damn. That collector's edition looking good, man. That collector's edition look good. Shit. That look real good. But how much is it? That's not too bad, actually. That's not bad at all. You can import that quite easily for $100. I think I might have to do that. What do you think of that collector's edition? Look, all Tyson has to do is get one punch in, and he's won. That looks really nice, man. I want it for the card game alone, just so I can play with my kids. Now this look real good, man. You get physical on PlayStation 5 or Xbox or the Switch. That's cool. I am very interested. Although, to be fair, I'm more interested in the collector's edition than I am the actual game. Because that collector's edition looks proper legit. It will be. I'll have to speak to my brother and see if he can get it delivered to his place. Because I don't know how long I'm going to be in this place. My time is becoming finite. Loved when my friend decided to attack me with an army of maxed out heroes. His army was massacred by my army of battle trolls in Battle for Middle Earth 2. Yeah, those games are really cool. I was actually looking at that Arthur Wotton. I didn't really see the waifus in here. Right? Not really waifu. Not waifu. Okay, I'm sold. Done. See? That's all I needed to see, Arthur. I'm done. I'm sold. See? I'm a simple person. Clearly, Yahna is the best character in the game. Right, chat? Right, chat? Oh, yeah, I know. Xbox X. But it's not available on PC Game Pass. Go away. Yeah, only on the console. Install error. What? 404. What? Oh, fuck's sake. Look, there's a boy there, Alan. Elaine. That's a boy, right? Is that a boy or a girl? It looks like a girl. I can't tell. Is that bad that I can't tell? Is that a boy or a girl? Look, I've seen... Look. You don't know what they identify as bold? Today, I saw a chicken identifying as a cucumber to make the person eating it feel like they're eating a healthy fried chicken. Alright, that's a dude. You know, I saw a clip this morning where the guy goes in and goes, "Why are you eating a fried chicken at 7 a.m. in the morning?" And the guy goes, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Can't you eat something more healthy?" And he turns around and goes, "Well, your problem here is that you're making an assumption that I'm eating a fried chicken when this fried chicken identifies as a cucumber. So I'm actually eating something healthy because it identifies as a cucumber and cucumbers are healthy. So you should, take your prejudice and go somewhere else." And then continues eating the chicken. I was like, my dude, I see what you did there. And that's some grade A trolling. That is some grade A fucking trolling. I was like, you know what? That's fucking legendary. That's legendary. So I got like another hour. What do you not want? What should we do? What am I playing? What? Damn. Never seen a story so well written. Take my money? Yeah, no one can say you're not playing the game for the plot. Sweet baby. Jay, they've already blocked me. Must have been something I said somewhere along the line, but they've already blocked me. But yeah, clearly the plot on this game. That is one of the skins in the game. Yes, Arthur. But you know, you shouldn't be surprised. It's from Shift Up. This is literally what they do. Clearly, people are playing the demo. Why do you want me to play Gollum? You don't want me... Seriously, chat. That was Stella Yams, or Stella Blade, as it's really called. Everyone wants to know the game. But we like to call it Stella Yams. But no, seriously, chat. I've got like an hour, and I think we've covered almost all the news. We've talked about the exclusivity. We've talked about everything else. Unless there's something that anyone else wants to... Has anyone seen this clip? Has anyone seen this clip? How someone tried to call Akira Toriyama today, of all days, a racist? Ventura, you don't really need mods, I assure you. You really, really don't need mods. There is enough in there to... Oh, we can watch that. Let me have a look at that thing. Check this out.
So tell me why I'm scrolling through Twitter, right? And I see this tweet come across my timeline that says, y'all are saying rest in power for a man who literally designed this racist-ass character design. Now, we all watch Dragon Ball Z, so we've seen Mr. Popo before, but I can understand why this person got mad, because this nigga looks like it. Look at this nigga. I can't believe this nigga chose to disrespect Akira Toriyama on the day of his death. Well, since you want to send Akira Toriyama off with that, let's see if we can send you off with this. Nigga, if you don't get your big ass Bridget from Trolls Rage, Shinron, Elder Guru, Majin Buu, Fat Gotenks, Hoggers, Greatly, Janemba, Black Yajirobe, Luffy, Get Full, Tank Man, Grimace, Queen, Big Mom, Gloria from Madagascar, PJ from a Goofy movie, Grow Sister, Rasputia, BFB the Fag Man, Steel from Juice, Faison Love, Big X the Plug. Look at this fat ass nigga. Fat nigga from 8 Mile, built ass, the fuck up out of here.
Absolutely correct. That was good, man. I don't normally show that sort of stuff, but that was really well done. That was well done. That shit was well done. That was well done. Let's see. Where is the clip, the video you sent? Alright. This should be interesting. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know what he is. If this video is bad, it's all Devastator's fault. He sent it to me, not me. He sent it. If it's really good, though, I totally found the video. I'm the one that's showing it to you. I'm the one that's reacting to it. But if it is totally bad, you blame Devastator all the way. 100%. No exceptions.
Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree is going to be another soulless, corporatized, brain-dead cash grab that only FromSoft fanboys, fake gamers, and bad taste possessing gamers are going to continue to hype up religiously.
Can you guys hear it?
It's easy gaming. Yes, I'm here to spit the facts. Yes, I am here to bring the truth. And yes, I am here to take gaming back. I was literally astounded with the trailer for Shadow of the Turd Tree. I was literally mind blown. I mean, I was like jaw on the floor, like mind blown.
Did it just say he was giving a blowjob?
Okay, I didn't want to get angry. See, I didn't want to be angry today. I wanted to have a nice, calm day. I've been trying to chill out for the camera. I've been having absolutely relaxed, chill live streams. I've been trying to work on...
I mean, how can anyone take him seriously when he's holding a Link teddy and he thinks he is Link? Like, how can anyone take him seriously? Seriously. Like, I'm saying the word seriously way too many times now, but seriously.
on my craft. I've been trying to work on my analysis. I've been trying to better my content and improve my review process. But here's the problem. I'm just a little angry. That's the problem. When I get angry, I can't really hold it in. That's the issue. And when I watch this garbage trailer for this overrated trash, all I'm thinking is this. I can't wait for all the I can't wait for all the shills and the paid-off reviewers and the corporate bootlickers. I cannot wait for all these gaming journalists, which insults me dearly. I cannot wait for all these gaming journalists to be 10 out of 10, masterpiece, best DLC. This expansion literally changed gaming, a revolutionary open world. This is the pinnacle of gaming in the 2020s. Elden Ring does it again. Miyazaki the GOAT, Miyazaki the GOAT. Long live Miyazaki. They got their little Dark Souls posters. Their little Elden Ring, like, little figures and little Funky Pops and little, like, dolls and... You got adults. They got that all over the camera, too. It's like, boom, doll.
Is this guy related to Herman? Seriously, I'm genuinely asking. Is he related to Herman? They did.
It's a stuffed animal. No, you got like 100 of them. But these are Elden Ring fanboys. These are what I call simps. These are fraud software fanboys. They are religious. They are zealots. They are elitists. This community is extremely toxic. Losers from the FromSoft community have constantly been reporting me, constantly been infiltrating my community, constantly invading my comment sections, constantly talking about, you don't know what you're talking about, and you could never, skill issue, no maidens. Imagine getting your insults from internet slang. Yikes! That could never be me, but it could be you. These FraudSoft simps, these From simps, they disgust me to the core. They are as fake as gamers get. And yes, I'm going to continue to remove your comments. Yes, I'm going to continue to ban you from the live streams. Yes, I'm going to stop all that meat riding.
See, that's something I don't agree with. I see a lot of creators doing this, and I see a lot of streamers do this. I mean, obviously, there's a limit to what you can take. But just because a person doesn't agree with you, just because a person doesn't share the same values as you or share the same things that they like as you, doesn't mean that you should be banning them. Doesn't mean that you should be deleting their comments. You know, I see comments disagreeing with me and mocking me all the time on my YouTube videos. But I still I still leave them there. I leave them there. I generally don't respond to them. But I just leave it there so people can see what type of an idiot they are. If they're going to be abusive. So people can see that, this person is out there. But I don't think that you should be banning people for it. Like, why would I want to be in a room, in an echo chamber? I actually like the fact that PlayStation fans come in here giving a different perspective. I mean, sometimes they might troll a bit too hard for their own good. And there have been a few people that have come in here and offended me by calling me a liar. And there's two things I just have zero tolerance for. Calling me a liar and calling me a racist. Those two, I have zero tolerance for. If I've said something, prove it. I've said it. And then I'm happy to agree to it. But those are the only two things, because I stand by everything I've said. No matter what it is, whether it was right or wrong, I stand by it. And if it's wrong, I'll take the L. But I enjoy different perspectives. It makes the conversation more interesting. I don't want to be in a room with just an echo chamber of people agreeing with me. It gets boring. So I don't agree with just banning people for the sake of just banning them. Just because they don't agree with me or just because they don't like the things that I like. I don't know. I just find that so sad. Well, Halloween, you're going to have a good time. 2 years ago on Halloween, I played a game that literally freaked me the fuck out. I was actually scared to go into rooms. It was that bad. It was scary.
All that nut hugging, I am going to put an end to the glazing. I am the slayer of fanboys. I am
that guy's facial spot was perfect, right?
I am the king of gaming. I built gaming journalism from the ground up. That's why I am boots on the ground, covering
Moonlight, we're gonna watch
the
that
hottest,
video
most
after.
requested topics. At the time, I am at the crime scene, immediately collecting data, immediately doing research, immediately getting evidence for this. And if you guys are unironically like, yo, I'm so excited, yo, I'm gonna be, you know what, you can have that, but don't get mad. Don't get mad when someone like me actually thinks critically, actually thinks analytically, actually thinks about this. I want you to consider this, because I know you're like molding right now. You're offended. You already hit the dislike button. Go ahead, hit the dislike. It's still engagement. Go ahead, cry about me in the comment. If it's completely stupid. Again, if you guys keep joining the Discord and asking, why did you remove my comment? I'm going to say, well, why did you write that comment? Why did you say something so stupid? So yes, I'm going to continue to remove your comments, but hear me out. This is a DLC. This is a DLC. Imagine paying I can't do this. Imagine paying $30 for
It's 40.
downloadable content for an expansion pack for a game and being grateful and hyping it up. It took them over 2 years.
2 years to make an expansion that's bigger than the original game. This could have released as its own game. It's bigger than the actual base game. It's bigger than the base game. I don't know what is... Like, that doesn't make sense. They are selling you an expansion for $40 that is bigger. I've heard it's bigger than the base game. I've read in 2 or 3 places now that it's bigger than the base game. Worth checking up, Banaya.
2 years 2 years to release a gameplay trailer or a DLC. It took them really, like, slow down. Stop molding, stop seething, stop coping. Just, like, think about that. It took them 2 years to release a trailer for a DLC. And we still have YouTube going crazy. We still have paid off reviewers hyping it up. It's already getting 9s out of 10s. It's already getting 90% and higher on Metacritic. It's already getting IGN reviews. It hasn't come out yet. It hasn't come out yet. So how come they can hype it up? They can praise it. They can masterpiece this, and you must buy, and you must buy, and you must consume, and don't think about it, and just be excited to consume more content. We release more content, more content, more content, more content for consumption. That's all fine and dandy. When Easy Gaming is doing the real gaming journalism, trying to save... Yeah, okay. See, I'm getting angry again. When Easy Gaming, the king of gaming, is boots on the ground, real journalism, real investigation. I'm trying...
This guy's an idiot. Brick, I think you have valid grounds to do that. Maybe that's where I was mistaken then. I just read the byline, so I could be mistaken. You know how the bylines are, right? So, still, it's a massive, massive DLC.
Trying to save you time. I'm trying to save you money. All of a sudden, it's bait when I do it. All of a sudden, it's rage bait when it's clickbait, rage bait, troll, satire. It's garbage. It's trash. L content. It's all this trash when I do it. But when other people do it, it's perfectly acceptable. It is normal, and they wanna make their little online friends. You wanna make your fake friends. You want to make your little online friends so you guys can glaze a multi-billion-dollar corporation together. That could never be me. That could never be me. Imagine defending a multi-billion...
I'm not sure if I should start feeling pity for this guy. I mean, this isn't even content at this point. This is just sad. This is really, really sad. Like, imagine a grown man acting like this, thinking it's amusing or funny or cool. And he's got 28k subs. Jesus, chat, I am doing something seriously wrong. I need to start acting like a retard online.
$1 corporation and hyping them up and praising them for giving...
It looks like acting like a bellend makes you more subs.
After 2 years.
Back when we had I am doing something
back
seriously wrong here. If I start acting like a moron, I'm going to actually get more subs.
The apex predators on the food chain of media, the internet, discourse, critique, review, analysis. Back when gamers actually had a spine and actually stood up against corporate greed, actually took a stand and a stance against copy-pasted trash like this. I mean, we're getting literally similar boss design. These are literally ripoffs of Dragon's Dogma bosses. These are literally...
Alright, let's just check something, because he said, and I've seen Brick say something as well, so Metacritic, Erdtree. There are no reviews. Not a single review. So, even there, he's just lying for the sake of lying. There is not a single review for Shadow of Erdtree. So now he's resorted to lying too.
I don't care how many DLCs you put. I don't care how many expansions you put. I don't care how many years it takes. Elden Ring will never be even close to Dark Souls. Dark Souls was always a superior franchise. I'd rather play Dark Souls 2 than Elden Ring any day of the week. And I know you're molding because I just spit a fact. And facts don't care about your feelings. Yes, it hurts. Yes, I'm here to bring the true journalism. And yes, I am getting sick and tired of this. Why is there so much hype for a 2-year... And you're still gonna buy it. You're still gonna pay full price for it. You're still gonna pre-order a DLC. You're still going to give a multi-billion-dollar corporation your time and your money because of a trailer for a DLC. I am calling...
Wait, isn't he doing the same thing for Nintendo games? Isn't he buying Nintendo games and pre-ordering Nintendo games?
out every single one of you frauds on YouTube, all of you losers making hype bait content, and all of you trying to trick gamers and steal and break their backs and steal from gamers that put you streamers, you little content creators, they put you at the top. You stole their money, you stole their time, and now you're betraying gamers by hyping up soulless, corporatized, cash grab nonsense like Shadow of the Turd Tree. Yes, it's been easy gaming. Yes, I was here to spit the facts. Yes, I was here to bring the truth. And yes, I am going to take gaming back. FromSoft fanboys, go ahead and mash dislike. Go ahead and keep hate rating the Discord. I've banned 100 people on Discord. I've banned thousands of chatters, thousands of commenters from my channel. I will not hesitate to ban 10,000, 100,000, a million more. If you're overhyping this, you're part of the problem. You're why gaming is dead. And I cannot believe that people are actually excited for a DLC trailer.
Halo 3 was always trash? Yo, what?
All right, it's time for a new series on why games are bad. The games you like, let me tell you why they are actually very bad and why they are trash. Now, so anyone who's had the misfortune of playing Halo 3, I am so sorry. I have to assume that, Halo 3, I have to assume your IQ is probably also around 3. I just feel bad for you. I mean, this game is so bad. Like, back in the day, came out in, 2007? In this game, I mean, it was terrible from the beginning. I mean, it was not playable, bro. Like, it was so bad. Like, I have to tell people why Halo 3 is so bad. Do I really have to explain it? I mean, they get to walk around, they go, ooh, I'm the Master Chief, ooh, I'm fighting aliens, ooh, no, you're not. This game is stupid, it's bad, it's not good, it's not fun, it has no content, there's no level.
My dude is so forced, it's not even worth listening to. Where's the video I wanted? I had it somewhere here. Okay, so it's not there. Has anyone seen this video? It's by someone with 51 subs. It's got 8K views. Did Final Fantasy XIV mess up with Xbox Beta?
He kind of hits the same point as I was thinking. If not, I will, pause the video and give my thoughts and ideas of what he's talking about and see if they match up with mine and give my opinion. So let's go and see what he has to say and kind of compare our thought process on this.
Final Fantasy XIV is amazing. I don't know what you're talking about, PS5
as it relates to Final Fantasy XIV's
Ginger Prime
on Xbox, because they've made what I would call a weird and perhaps bad decision. But I'm going to let you guys be the judge of that. So hello everyone and welcome to another Final Fantasy XIV on Xbox video. I'm going to walk you through both the test, all the information that Square Enix has shared, but more importantly, my frustration with that same said information. We've got a lot to cover, and if you guys enjoy this kind of content, like, sub, and leave a comment.
Do you know what? I'm going to go and watch the actual video. Ah, yes. Let's do the Alex one first. While I try and find the Ginger Prime video.
So, usually, whenever I do a video, I'll come in and I'll stick my behind out and I'll either slap it or make a joke like, haha, big man got a big booty, kind of a thing. And that's usually how I go about my content, but not today. No. See, today is going to be very different. Today, I'm a little bit, let's say, upset about a couple of things. And one of the reasons I'm upset is because I found out that one of the creators of the great pieces of art that I used to enjoy as a child and even now as an adult has passed away, and that is Akira Toriyama. He died at a very young age, and his entire life was spent creating either content or creating art or creating characters that really spoke to so many people across so many parts of the world in so many different ways that you cannot understand the gravity of what one person did to basically have so many people just enjoy everything that he ever did in all of his work. So I know you're thinking to yourself,
Hello and
Alex,
welcome.
okay, so he passed away. That's a horrible thing. The entire internet is basically collectively mourning his passing. What does it have to do with Sweet Baby Inc? Well, today I'm going to explain to you why Sweet Baby Inc is going to be getting more people against it rather than actually for it. And really, this is going to prove my point as to why people are really fighting back in these quote-unquote culture wars. The problem is that Sweet Baby Inc has the best intentions. They want to have diversity, they want to have inclusion, they want everybody to be happy. And what I mean by that is this. Remember Chris Kindred? Yeah, that same person about a week ago that wanted to create a hate campaign to stop a Brazilian guy from making a Steam curator page about what game Sweet Baby Inc worked on, even though it was on their website itself. Yeah, so he got his account locked for a week, came back and decided to go ahead and tweet this out last night. Toriyama gave us the best and worst black characters in anime in the same series. It took range to do that. Less than 24 hours after an icon in anime passed away, you decide to unlock your account after being suspended from creating a hate campaign to then go ahead and tweet this out. When the entire internet has literally collectively come together, regardless of race, creed, religion, or anything, the entire internet has decided to come together correctly to mourn the person who literally created and crafted so many childhood memories. And this is the response you're going to be bringing out. You're going to make it about yourself. You're going to make it about your ideology, your identity, and all these other pieces of trash that have zero importance to the actual meaning and message of what's happening today. You know, here's the funny thing about all of this and like Sweet Baby Inc and the culture war and all this garbage that happens in today's age. You see, the problem is that people like you, Chris, and people like Sweet Baby Inc and all those other things, the problem is you guys get really angry and upset and you keep saying things like, I didn't know there were so many racists or homophobes in the world. They're just so bad and evil. Here, you know, look at them. There's so many of them. You don't realize that you're the one who's making them. You see, it's so insane to me and incensed because what you do is literally nothing. You mock, you destroy, and you make everything into actual trash that people truly care about. You get into hobbies that you don't like, you get into places that you don't care about, then you want to inject your own personal morality into those places and into those hobbies, and then you get mad and you wonder why so many people hate you. And instead of actually thinking to yourself like, maybe I should look in the mirror and figure out maybe if I'm the problem, no. What you do is you turn around and you label everybody else.
See, this is something that, you know, like I have a lot of, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but I have a good number of friends that are, that identify as LGBTQ, right? And I haven't found a single one of them that supports Baby Inc. or their views or their ideologies and actually wants nothing to do with them because they feel like what they're doing is hurting the progress that they've made over time. They feel like they've hurt any kind of fundamental stride forward that they have done. They felt the same way when the whole Hogwarts boycott thing was going on, where they didn't want to associate themselves with that movement because they felt like it was just damaging to their cause of being diversely accepted within the community. I mean, it's no secret that people of the, gay, lesbian, trans background, not background, but, identification, or however you're supposed to say it, just isn't widely socially accepted. Like, there are countries that totally reject them entirely. So finding your place and being socially accepted has been a lot more difficult for them. But they fought a hard fight to be accepted and to be recognized and just to be able to just socialize in a normal way and be accepted as a normal person. But these movements, like the Hogwarts movement, this situation with Sweet Baby Inc. isn't doing them any favors. And, that community wants nothing to do with them. When the community you're supposed to be advocating for is telling you to go fuck yourself and to get the fuck away from us and stop doing this because you are making everything worse for us, you have to look in the mirror and say, look, who are we actually doing this for? Why are we doing this? Like, I had someone not long ago reach out to me and, tell me, I really hate what they're doing. I really hate that they're doing this because it just makes people look at me as an individual because I'm gay in a different way. And they don't treat me the same way because of this and this happening. Because now they believe that those people's views are my views. And that's as far from the truth as possible. I don't associate with any of them. But their perception is now being passed on to me. And now I'm being treated like shit. And for what reason? So all that's happening here is, it's bad. It's really bad. And they're not doing it. They're not helping anyone. They're really, really hurting the people that they're trying to help. It's really weird. JayGaming, my friends, are my plushies. You don't talk bad about my plushies. And my cat. My cat's a good friend too. $5 super chat by Devastator, TheChaosLounge. Dragon Ball Z was extremely popular in Mexico, so Sweet Baby Inc. probably are banned from there now. Yeah, this is the problem. They're not doing anyone any favors. If you find the name, we can do it, yeah? Would note, growing up, people thought I was gay, and I never corrected them.
Instead of understanding that you are the actual issue here. That nobody wants you here because of you're trying to tell everybody else what to do, because you're not the moral arbiter of anything. And then what happens is everybody else catches on to this, and people realize, wow, you're a giant piece of and everybody else in your company is also a giant piece of and then people say, you know what? This company, these people, I don't want to deal with them. I'm going to talk about them and let everybody else know what they're doing. And then all of a sudden, then you start complaining about like, oh, here come the YouTube hate mongers again, ramping up their LBS to try and create videos and defame us. No, because you're doing it to yourselves. You're doing it literally to yourselves. You literally go out and you insult and you blame and you do all this garbage against other people, and then you wonder why you get backlash, and you wonder why nobody likes you, and then you wonder why people go against you, and you wonder why people get alt-righted or all this other garbage that comes along the way. You do it to your actual selves every single time, and you sit there and then you complain and you wonder what happened. I mean, just look at what Patrick Klepek says. The rise of the reactionary influencer machine and the immediate and obvious monetary power it brings the grifters and the platforms that monetize them. It means bad actors need exceptionally little to start shadowboxing towards profit. And instead of being an actual man and having criticisms about your response, you lock your replies to people who can be mentioned. Because you're a pussy, Patrick Klepek. You've always been a pussy. You'll always be a fucking pussy. That's why. Because ever since Giant Bomb, ever since your fucking setup 10 years ago when you were sitting here doing the same garbage you're doing now, you are peddling the same actual moronic behavior, and you're wondering why people are against you on a consistent fucking basis. Your entire little cabal group of people coming together to sit here and say that you're the moral arbiters of things. No, you are literally the cuck of the gaming industry. I cannot fathom how many times you have been coming around into other places and putting your own agenda and things into these games and trying to coincide and coerce people onto your side when instead of actually just being an actual games journalist, which you can't even fucking do on your own. And then people wonder why there's a reactionary machine and you get mad about monetizing. You know what? You monetize everything yourself. Every article you put out, you monetize for hate clicks. Every time you tweet something, you're trying to monetize yourself. You are literally also the same thing that you're blaming other people of doing. Instead, though, the people that are actually turning around and saying, no, enough of your garbage, I'm not going to hear it anymore, and here's why, they're the ones that are getting the views. They're the ones that are getting all the actual clicks. They're the ones outperforming you on every conceivable level because people are sick and tired. They're sick and tired of Sweet Baby. They're sick and tired of being fed agendas. They're sick and tired of all this pompous garbage. They're sick and tired of...
And the worst part about all of this, right? Sweet Baby was supposed to be there to push push diversity, right? Their whole purpose is to push DEI. And there is nothing wrong with that, right? I think that's a good thing. But the way they're doing it isn't pushing DEI. They're trying to replace the status quo with what they want. And that's not it. That's not how you do it.
hobbies they love and people...
I mean, for God's sake, they've turned around and said King Shark is gay.
that they've just had throughout their lives go through and impact them in a positive way, being shit on by people like you who were never part of the hobby in the first place, who never cared about these characters or games in the first place. People are sick and tired of it. And then you wonder why, like, oh, they got a shadow box and nobody. No, they're not shadow boxing. They're decimating you. And you know what?
Diablo, 100% agree. And this is what I was saying. You know, there's a right way to do things. You know, when it's a tick box exercise and you're doing it just for the sake of, I'm going to add this in here for the sake of it. And I think Jeffy made a good, well, someone that called in to Jeffy's show made a good example of how Atreus' girlfriend, haven't got that far personally myself in the game, but apparently it's of a certain race, or I don't remember seeing that character yet. I think I might have seen her. I don't know. But apparently that person was placed there as a token. Now, to me, that's disrespectful to the, if I was if a Muslim was placed there as a token, I would be offended by that. That's not doing it tactfully or properly. Now, the way they did Miss Marvel was actually a really good way of doing it. They introduced a character, they found a way to do it. It was a brand new character, and they integrated it into the Marvel Universe. I think that's a really nice way of doing it. But the way they're doing it in today's day and age, where everything has to have this tick box and that tick box, even when it doesn't make sense, it has to be there. That's when it's wrong, and it sticks out like a sore thumb. And that's when people have a problem with it. I don't think anyone sitting in this chat right now would have any problem with gays, lesbians, or trans people in movies if it was done, in a way where it actually is progressive to the story, progressive to the movie, progressive to what's going on, rather than just sticking it there for the sake of it. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's where media is getting it horribly wrong. Like that scene in The Last of Us TV series between Bill and his boyfriend. That didn't feel forced. We knew that by playing the game that they were actually a couple. We didn't really see it in the game, but that was one of Neil Druckmann's regrets in the game, where he didn't expand on that. So he used the TV series to rectify something that he wanted to do in the game. And so he did it through the TV series, and it didn't feel like a bad episode. You know, there were certain scenes that were sketchy with the shooting and stuff because that looked weird and whatnot, but the actual core essence of that episode worked because it wasn't something that just magically appeared out of nowhere. It was factual to the story, it was factual to the situation, and it just worked. And everyone praised the episode. I'm not sure. I mean, but if you're forcing it on people, people aren't stupid. They notice. And then they stop watching and they don't want it. Like the latest lady that's in charge of the new Star Wars movies. She turned around and said, it's about time a woman now is in charge of a Star Wars movie. Now we can see how truly powerful a woman main character can be. Like, she's already set the agenda of what's going to happen. It's got nothing to do with following the story, following the movies, following the law, or anything. It's purely a political movie. She's set that agenda from the get-go. So when that movie does shit in the box office, and, you know, Disney look at that and go, I wonder why this did shit. Well, maybe think about telling your directors to shut the fuck up. They don't have to say everything to the whole fucking media. Just do the movie.
I want to circle back to this Chris Kindred because, you know, it turns out that their account got suspended for violating the Twitter rules. Surprise. Sweet Baby Inc., Chris, anyone else that's part of this entire thing of like trying to force your agenda like Kotaku and etc., you will never be an iota of an atom close to what Akira Toriyama ever was. I want to make that abundantly clear. The reason why this is going to be the case is because instead of actually trying to create your own art, to create anything on your own, you would rather tear it down because tearing it down is far easier than making anything on your own. And it's simple for you to tear something down by making a tweet, getting a couple thousand likes, and then feeling like your dopamine got hit and you sure showed them today. But it doesn't work that way because those couple thousand tweets of likes are going to be nowhere near to the reaction that's going to be coming your way on top of this. Everything you've ever done, everything you will do will never hold a candle to this because you know what? People like The New Day will never wear outfits of the characters that you ever created or worked on in their wrestling entrances on WrestleMania. But they did for Akira Toriyama. 15,000.
That's exactly the point, Sappho. Sweet Baby Inc. can say whatever the fuck they like. But these companies, Microsoft, Sony, Square Enix, these are the ones enabling them because they're paying them to do it. These stupid companies are the ones that are looking at all of this shit that's coming along, all of this bad fucking PR, and they're saying, hey, this is great. Keep on calling us racists and bigots and assholes. We love this shit. That's what they're saying, and they're still putting it through. Now, you can blame Sweet Baby Inc. for everything, but why the hell are companies still hiring them?
1,000 Mexicans will never come together to watch anything that you've ever created, to gasp, ooh, and ah, and to figure out, wow, look at this amazing thing that's going on, and to cheer together, even though that the main characters in the show of Dragon Ball Z look nothing like my Mexican people. But they'll still cheer for them. They'll still love them, and they'll still take care of them. You will never have the love and admiration of so many cultures of different kinds of people, races, ethnicities, and religions coming together to talk about the last episode that came on Toonami of Dragon Ball Z, where all your friends would hang around the high school lunch table. Look, I'm really old, so bear with me here. And talk about what's going to happen on the next episode and figure out what's going to happen next. And everybody was talking about it because they didn't matter, because what mattered the most was that these characters spoke to so many other people throughout so many other languages, throughout so many other religions, creeds, ethoses, that it didn't matter who was on the screen because everyone was represented, because everyone could relate to those characters. You will never have that. You'll never be that. Sweet Baby Inc. will never come close to that, because instead of actually caring about characters and good development, what you care about is, am I being represented by my skin color or my gender or my sexuality? And you know what happens instead? People that love these characters, people that care about them, and you come in and you change them and you move things around, you try to say this is the right way of doing things, they're going to reject your way. And it could be from people from all over the world that are going to do it, and it'll keep happening. You'll be doing nothing more than spreading the fact that you are a waste of money, a waste of space, a waste of oxygen, and a waste of everything on this earth, because all you do is seek to change and destroy and tell other people what to do. You know who you were in high school? I'll tell you who you were. You were the hall monitor in middle school and high school. That's who Sweet Baby Inc. is. And you know what? I bet during college you were also the RA of the dorm, ratting people out when somebody ever brought a pack of Zimas to hang out and play magic cards with in their dorm room when nobody else was doing anything else, and you got all your stuff done for the actual semester. That's who you were. You're a narc, you're a phony, and you're a giant piece of garbage, because all you want to do is tear everything down instead of bringing anything up. You know what, Sweet Baby Inc. and Chris Kindred? You let me know when a Mexican father goes through and buys any of the toys that you've ever made or worked on for the characters that you've been a part of, and sits there and shows them lovingly to his family. You let me know when a kid puts himself on YouTube and tries to make himself go Super Saiyan. You'll never have that. You let me know when a son who loves a character so much has his mother go ahead and style his hair to look just like that character, even though that character on the TV is nowhere near even close to the race, color, ethnicity of the kid watching it. That's right there is real character development. That is what you're missing. That's what you'll never have, no matter how much you spend, no matter what you do, no matter what games you work on, or how you force yourself in this industry. You will never have that, and you know that. That's why everything you do is meant to destroy and shit on other people instead of building something on your own, because you know deep down in your core, you will never be close to what Akira Toriyama ever did. You're pathetic, and you'll always be pathetic. And everybody else who supports you, follows you, and says, oh, everybody else is wrong, you're so right, Sweet Baby Inc., they're going to fall down the same exact path. They're going to be losing views, they're going to be losing clicks, they're going to be losing everything, because they cannot understand why people don't like them. While the continual culture war rages on and it gains more followers and more people, because the last thing people want isn't to try and be ists or phobes or anything. The last thing people want is to be pandered and catered to and told what to do and browbeaten, because you feel you're the moral authority in anything that comes across in media. And you know what? I'm glad this actually came back. Not because of the fact that we're now exposing everything that you guys have always done for the last 10 years being in hiding, but the thing is that now people are even more aware that the shit you did 10 years ago doesn't work today. And the fact that there's so many more YouTubers and so many more people ready to voice their opinion and their concerns over the garbage you try to push on a daily basis. And what's funny about all of this is that the people that are going against you are more diverse, more varied, and more cultured than you will ever be. So ladies and gentlemen, look, I'm not going to push anymore. I'm just really tired of all of this. I just want to go ahead and watch Dragon Ball Z and play Chrono Trigger and really just go back to all the good things that Akira Toriyama brought us. So if you want to subscribe, thank you. If you don't, I understand too. It's perfectly fine. Don't sweat it. But thank you guys a lot. Go ahead and play Dragon Quest, play Chrono Trigger, go watch Dragon Ball, do whatever.
Say play Blue Dragon. It's a good game.
And brought to everyone and how he brought people together. I think that'll be the thing he wants the most. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great one. And I'll see
You didn't even mention Blue Dragon. It's a good game. All right, you guys wanted this one?
Yes! It's finally over! Ladies and gentlemen, it finally happened. That's right.
I guess this will be the last video for tonight because it's 20 minutes long. I've been quite reserved with my thoughts on Sweet Baby Inc. I made one video where, well, I reacted to one video and, well, it got rid of some of the people who disagreed, well, didn't agree with my view or basically didn't like what I was saying. I think I lost about 15 subs that video. Whatever. At the end of the day, it got rid of people that clearly do not see my view or aren't prepared to see a different opinion in view. But I've been wanting to actually do a video on that Akira Toriyama. I think it might be a bit late now, to be fair, because I think the ship has sailed. But don't know. Might do one tomorrow, because at the end of the day, I think it's wrong, and I think the more people that are talking about it with what they're saying, what they're doing, the more it's going to propel these publishers and platform holders to basically say, right, we're done. We don't want to work with you anymore. And if we can get to that point, I think it's a good thing. Because I'm all for diversity. I agree with diversity all the way. I don't think there should be any situation where, you know, just because of your skin color, your gender, or anything, you should be denied an opportunity or denied something. But at the same time, you know, when it's forced down your throat to the point where it's just there because it's there, or like people in my workplace, they've been hired not because that they're actually good at what they're doing, but because they needed to fill up a diversity quota. I think that sort of shit is wrong. If you're not good at the role and someone else is better, I think that person deserves to get that role. But I've seen firsthand where people are losing job opportunities. I've seen it. I've been in the interviews where people do not get the job because they need to hit a quota for DEI. And I think that is so fucking wrong. That is so wrong. And all of this sort of thing just builds on the, you know, the hatred towards the whole thing. And this needs to stop. This needs to end. If you are good at what you do, great. If you are not, like there was a job that my friend went for in a local supermarket. And the majority of people that were there were white in the supermarket. And he was applying for it. There was two people, him and this other ethnic minority. And the ethnic minority could barely speak any English, so would be absolutely useless on the shop floor. My friend had 5 years experience in working in supermarkets. This person had 0. The ethnic minority got the job. Now, I'm not saying that the ethnic minority didn't have any skills, but clearly my friend was more qualified. I was in the interview process at the time. And this was years ago, mind you. But the ethnic minority got the job because they needed to hit a quota. And I was literally told by my manager that they need to hit a quota. It's wrong. This sort of thing is wrong and should not be happening. But it does. And it sucks. But anyway, if you guys want me to make a video on the whole Toriyama thing, say something in chat and I'll have something made either the moment I finish the stream or for tomorrow morning. Alright, let's check this last video out before we call it a day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Look, the official PlayStation branding of it's only on PlayStation.
And I hope my views are coming more level-headed rather than just screaming blah, because, and I hope I don't come across as that either. I do look at things in an analytical way always, and I look at it objectively rather than subjectively. So I hope that's appreciated. So anyway, you know, I'm always objective when I look at stuff. Even if I have a subjective view, I will tell you what my subjective view is, but then I will look at it objectively. And that's basically been how I always am.
Has officially been bubbled. That's going to be the best way to put it. Thank you, Gundam. You see, what happened now is that Ghost of Tsushima, that's going to be a mouthful for me. I mean, wouldn't be the first time. Is finally going to be hitting the PC, which marks it as the last game on their entire branding, the entire PS4 life cycle, about it's only on PlayStation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now it has been proven fact, you don't need a PlayStation for PlayStation games anymore. I think the only one left is Bloodborne, from my understanding. Imagine sitting there and defending a console in a plastic box talking about exclusives when you're literally losing every exclusive possible. The more hilarious part about all of this was not 2 weeks ago how PlayStation fanboys were lamenting, screaming, and coming for joy about Xbox going third party when PlayStation has in fact itself been third party for quite some time. You don't need an Xbox to play games anymore, they would cry. Well, I don't need a PS5 or a PS4 anymore to play PlayStation games. Especially with the way Hiroki Totoki was talking about getting games out faster on PC. So, your margins. So what happened this time, Alex? Do we have a bunch of tweets of people getting angry at a company and corporation for wanting to make money? Yes, we do. We also have other things happening as well.
Marquis, that's why I always use these platforms to talk to you guys and tell you, speak to you objectively. I'll add subjective views to it. I still have an opinion at the end of the day, but I will always look at things objectively. And that's why I'm saying with the whole Xbox situation where people say they're going third party, it's really, really overblown. And there are clear reasons to why they are doing what they're doing. It's obvious. The only thing that I would say is wrong with what Alex is saying here, and there is one thing that is wrong, is that I'm not prepared to wait 4 years to play Ghost of Tsushima. I played it 4 years ago or 5 years ago when it released. It is one of the best games ever made. I don't understand how it got an 83 Metacritic. I really don't. That game deserved in the 90s, in the mid-90s. It is such a good game. And if you haven't played it and you have a PC when it lands, seriously, buy it. It's a freaking good game. And even the DLC. DLC wasn't as strong as the main game, but it does continue the story. It's literally a direct sequel to the story. And when you finish Ghost of Tsushima, it continues on with his troubles. And it was well done. But the main game is what carried it. But I'm not going to wait 4 or 5 years to play that game. I mean, for the people that want to wait 4 or 5 years, power to you, man. But I don't know if I'll be here in 4 or 5 years, so I kind of want to play it now. And that's where PlayStation has the edge over other platforms. Even if they are timed exclusive. 4 or 5 years is a long time for a timed exclusive, right? Don't forget, this game came out on the PS4. We're almost on the PS5 Pro. So it's had almost 1.5 generations before it's hit PC. So, I mean, if that gap closes down, great. And if it goes day and date, then you can turn around and say that they've really gone third party. But until that point, the gap between it coming out on PlayStation and then going on PC is going to be the main difference here between the two competing platforms.
You see, because Twitter is only the tip of the iceberg, this has officially bled over not only into the PlayStation blog post, but also on the Steam itself. So with all that being said, everyone sit down, strap in, buckle up, get that plug in there, because the salt is coming. And so am I. Sucker Punch tweets out, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut comes to PC May 16th. We are thrilled to collaborate with Nixus Software and can't wait for PC players to experience Jin's Journey, the Iki Island expansion, and Legends co-op multiplayer. Learn more at PlayStation blog, link below. There's probably nothing wrong with this tweet. There's not going to be anything insane happening below it, right? There's no one going to be sitting here and saying horrible things or just screaming at a company that wants to make money, is there? Oh no, let's go ahead and see what we got here. Cappy on the Move says, stop porting our exclusives to PC, you fucking cunts! And then SJ right below it saying, worst thing is a lot, that's not how you spell a lot, by the way, of PC players pirate games. You know what I love? The fact that this is a double whammy inside of one tweet, because not only are they back-to-back responding to each other about this, one we have having an actual meltdown, which is old Cappy on the Move, and the other one, who can't even spell correctly, is not talking about PC players pirating games, which is funny enough because Ghost of Tsushima is listed as some of the top-selling games on Steam right now. baby, we're looking pretty. It looks like on this side we buy our games, because apparently you guys don't, because your margins aren't good enough. You'll buy enough games to warrant you guys keeping those games. So you might as well join the Xbox brethren, my boys. Start putting your games everywhere. Andres Gutierrez says, fuck them PC cucks. Ah, one of the classics back at it again, my boy. Do
you know what's the worst part about this whole situation with Ghost of Tsushima? PlayStation fans are still saying that the best place to play, the definitive place to play Ghost of Tsushima is PlayStation 5. Even with the PS5 Pro, I'm sorry to tell you that the best place to play Ghost of Tsushima will be PC. Ultra wide, ray tracing, 4K 60. Yeah, buddy. You're not going to get that. And some of the screenshots I've already seen look mind-blowing in terms of crisp display. The best place to play these games will be PC. But that's the same on Xbox as well, right? Do you think the PS... Of course not, Mark. No way in hell. The PS5 Pro will be marginally more powerful than the PS5. It's not going to be a leap and bounds. It's just going to be like the PS4 Pro. It was only marginally more powerful with a slightly higher clock CPU. The PS6? No, it's not going to be a 4090. I would maybe say like maybe a 4070.
Single time a PC port is announced, you are screaming, crying, shitting, and cumming your pants at the top of your lungs about PC cuckery and all this bullshit, when you're the exact same person who was cucking for Sony while never having a PlayStation 5 console. Literally just posting things about playing Xbox, which is the funniest thing about all of this.
I mean, look at it this way. My son's 2080 Super that I gave him is still outputting better graphics than the PS5 and the Xbox Series X at 1080p resolution. Which, let's face it, most of these games are running 1080p or less. So at 1080p, which is what these next generation consoles are now running, my son's 2080, which was released in 2019, runs games with better graphics and at 60 FPS. Locked.
You're also the same person who's cucking for Sony so hard that you're so excited about Xbox leaving the hardware business, when you don't realize Sony's going to do that too. In fact, they're probably going to be pushing it faster than you think, because if you were actually buying PlayStation games,
Marquis, it is
wouldn't be making
100%.
them multi-plat. Now, would they?
If the 2080
Because
is,
in
TI is
reality,
going to be even better.
There's no need for a PS5 anymore, because Ragnarok, all the other games, Final Fantasy VII, the new one, that's all going to come to PC too. Every time, my boy. Every single time.
See, it is going to come to PC. But how many people want to wait 5 years for a game to come to PC? See, this is the point that he doesn't get. And I get the trolling that he's doing. And this is where my brain kicks in and says no. It's because it's not releasing day and date. It's not releasing day and date. If it was releasing day and date, that would be a completely different dynamic. But because there's like a 2 years or 3 years or 4 years gap between it coming from at PlayStation to PC, it's just not the same. It's not the same win. I don't know. Fortnite servers have been completely down since last night. This might be a big story. Hey, JayGaming, I'll have a look.
Honest guy who's never lied says, PC players celebrating getting a 4-year-old port for $60. Crying emoji times 2, laughing emoji 1 time. You see, my boy who never lies, apparently you can't even do math either, because you had to pay $29.99 if you only had the standard version of Ghost of Tsushima on your PS4. That is an $89.99 game if you wanted to get the full experience. If you already had the director's cut, you then had to pay an additional $10 to get all of that content, making your total cost of that game to be $70. On the PC side, however, we're getting all of the content, all of the features, all new settings, all new modes, all new options, and a better playing experience while only paying $60.
You're paying $60 for a 5-year-old game. That isn't a win. I'm sorry, that is not a win. You are paying full price for a 5-year-old game. Stop saying this is a win. It is not a win. This game should be $39.99. This is not a fucking win. It's not. This is people getting ripped off on PC. But anyway, that's my personal opinion. Day and Date is happening. I think Venom is going to be the first game. Venom is going to be the first game that's going to be the Day and Date test for first party single player game. I think that's the next single player game coming from PlayStation. I think Venom is going to be Day and Date on PC. That's going to be the first test that they do. No, Benaya, I get it. I totally get that. But it's still expensive that the way they're porting. It's just a port. It's not a new release. They're not exactly making anything new here.
You got cut, my boy! Imagine PlayStation treating PC players better than your actual customers who are crying and screaming about exclusives matter! Only Sony, baby! We're the only ones! Exclusives! But yet when it doesn't become an exclusive, you're the ones paying out the nose and get treated like dirt the most. Am I lying? Yeri Bakan Abedin says, PC owners don't deserve this. It would be better if they never had access to PlayStation games. Please cancel it.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. That's a dumb take.
These guys don't deserve it. You shouldn't take their money. Oh my God, no, cancel it. I can't use it in my stupid Twitter.
Ventura, if Venom does well, that's it. If Venom does well Day and Date, which I think Venom is coming Day and Date, if Venom does well, everything from that point will be Day and Date. Everything, the whole slate. I can guarantee it. When they said PC owners don't deserve this, that's just stupid. Ghost of Tsushima is such a brilliant game, and after 4 or 5 years, who cares? Look, Ghost of Tsushima isn't selling PlayStation consoles anymore. It's not selling PlayStation Premium. It's not selling any form of subscription. It's literally doing jack shit on PlayStation right now. So now they're putting it over to PC, where it's going to revitalize. Guess who else is doing this? Microsoft, with their games. But instead of pushing it to PC because they already do Day and Date, now they're pushing it to other platforms. It's exactly the same system. It's just done in a different way.
Wars about video games. The fact that 92 other people behind you.
I reckon it will be, Benaya.
Like, yes, let me like this post. Truly goes to show this content train is never going to actually end. It is a
Helldivers is different, right? It's a live service game that relies on its player base to be successful. A single player game doesn't rely on multiple, a mass multiplayer environment to be successful. It relies on single players playing the game. That's the difference.
Continuation of just giant man-children screaming and crying, creating list wars and just infographics about how many exclusives somebody has, when in reality, you don't have any exclusives anymore. They're all gone. At the most, it'll be 6 months that you'll have it, and then surprise, you're third party, baby. It's over. It's almost like if you would have bought your games in the first place, this wouldn't be happening. But instead of you guys actually playing video games and buying video games, you're too busy hanging out on Twitter, jacking each other off like a bunch of clowns about video game console wars. Looks like I win again. Every time. Brams Sinista says, I see, while he goes ahead and lists the only on PlayStation banner. 203
exactly,
likes.
Mark.
Brams,
100%.
let me go ahead and fix that for you, okay? Next time, I want you to go ahead and tweet this one out instead. See, this is the new official PlayStation logo marketing.
If they have the success of Helldivers on a single-player game, everything, the whole slate is going to PC. That's the difference.
For you guys of only on PlayStation. The fact that you guys bought this hook, line, and sinker, this marketing, this playbook, is really the funniest thing about all this, because you're nothing more than a bunch of fucking marks. You've always been marks, you'll always be marks, and you're nothing more than a wallet to prolapse because you identify yourself as a PlayStation gamer rather than just a person who enjoys video games. Denying yourself all the other great parts of life because I don't want to play it on PlayStation. I don't want to play it anywhere else. And then your friends behind you are going, yeah, bro, we get it. Come on, man. We got to stop these guys from playing video games, even though they're just really just additional customers that PlayStation could profit off of, because exclusivity is honestly just a bullshit term and it shouldn't be there in the first place. That's really what
Mark,
it is.
that's
What's
why I
funny
said they're
about
going to
all
do
this,
one
though, is
test.
most of you guys were really hating on Xbox games, but the second those Xbox games are no longer exclusive, now you love Xbox games. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not done there, because the fanboys have apparently found out what Steam is and have decided to actually infiltrate Steam itself directly. Here are some actual forum posts on the Ghost of Tsushima store page, and it's great. Let's go ahead and have some fun, though, shall we? I'm actually on
Ben,
the
it would
real
work in
Steam
Sony's favor
forum
to do it.
page. Our friend Soul here says, why is it on PC? Please continue to support PlayStation and buy a PS5, plus this game on PlayStation. I don't know why Sony starts porting all the games to PC, question mark, exclamation, times 2, 4, 6, yeah.
Because it makes them more money on PlayStation.
Simple. Money. Thanks, Tarzan. You really hit the nail on the head. But let's have some fun, shall we? Let's go to Soul's profile page and let's see what we got, my boy. Oh. 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 Oh! Oh, yes! Yes!
What's up, Seph?
Yes! Every time. Every single time.
Yeah,
but it doesn't
Steam's
stop there.
discussions
Let's
have
go
become
again.
a lot
Spooky Skeleton
really
says,
bad
why,
lately.
Sony, why? Why are you allowing PC snobs to play our games? This was one of the last games we had to ourselves, and you're just handing it to them. They do not deserve this masterpiece. I was a loyal customer for many, many years, but this is the last straw. I think I'll be switching to Xbox next year just in spite of you. Until then, at least we'll have Bloodborne. Devil face emoji. 0 games owned. 0 DLC owned. 35 reviews. How does that even happen? What are we talking about here? What do you mean 0 games owned? What is this? What are we looking at here? Something is wrong while trying to display this What did you last play? What did you last play? Do you even have that on here? I can find out. Let's go ahead and see. For some reason, I can't pull up any of the games he apparently has played, even though he has an achievement showcase. But look at this comment right here. Put this on the profile of people who are known wanted terrorists that were involved in September. Bro. What? Yo, Steam is a wild place, my boys. Let's keep going. Let's head to a good one, shall we? This topic has actually been locked by the moderators. Fox says, don't buy this. Sony is playing with us real fans who bought the game back in 2020. It is a betrayal. We feel stabbed in the back. Don't support this. Don't buy. Let them take a loss and regret the decision.
That's the other thing, Jay. 95% of gamers, they don't care if a game is exclusive or not. I'd argue that's closer to 98%. They literally don't care if a game is exclusive or not. They just don't. They have no care in the world if a game is exclusive or not. They just don't care. They just want to play it on the platform that they buy it on. So whether it goes to PC or not really doesn't matter to them. Like, that's just a fact. And people fail to understand that.
PS5 will always be the definitive platform to play Ghost of Tsushima. Wow, we got the jester emote for 247 times, the hilarious emote for 29, 4 awards, and a couple of saucies.
Ben, would you buy a PC if the games were day and date on PC, or would you still buy a PlayStation? Serious question.
Let's check the profile, baby. What do we got? PS5 Bernardus 1911. Let's go ahead and see what we got here, baby. Here's your actual PlayStation profile. Let's scroll down because you linked it. You're not even playing Spider-Man. You're not playing Need for Speed. You didn't fucking play Ghost of Tsushima 1. You didn't play Resistance. You didn't play FF7 Remake. You didn't play Neo, The World Ends With You. You didn't even play Foam Stars. You didn't play Yakuza. You didn't play Outer Worlds or Evil West or Replicant. Why do you have a PlayStation 5 and you're angry about these games going to PC when you don't even play Ghost of Tsushima? You have 7 copper trophies. 7 copper trophies. Exposed! Ladies and gentlemen, exposed! You have 969 games here on Steam. You played Half-Life Alyx. You have a VR headset. And you're sitting here crying? Getting an entire thread locked and linking your PlayStation account with no trophies? The clown show is in full session, ladies and gentlemen. It never ends. We even have people on Steam buying games, being PC gamers, and not even able to actually play the games they even have on their own, which they're trying to fight for not being on the PC platform when they have a PC and they play PC games. But you see, we're not done yet because, in fact, the PlayStation blog for Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut on PC is here. And let's take a look at the comments. Pro Gamer, bunch of numbers, boo! Yeah, okay, buddy. Somebody's really angry about all of this. Underdrill saying, hey, thanks for porting this game to PC. Looking forward to playing it for the first time with a DualSense controller, 120 frames per second. Awesome. Super Saiyan 2023 says, yeah, and then Sony's curious why they don't...
See, Ben, this is where you're wrong, right? The majority of gamers who buy a console, they don't want to deal with a PC. They buy a console because it sits underneath their box, their TV. They come home from work or they come home from school, they press a button and they play the game. It's just easy access, no faffing about, they play it. You are in the minority, 5% maximum. But the 95% out there just don't give a shit about PC. They will still buy the console and play the console. That's it. Now, if you're talking about, well, why are people going to PC for Xbox and not Xbox? Xbox hasn't done anything to promote their console. Xbox hasn't given any reason for you to go and buy their console. It's that simple. I'm saying the 5% that are whining on Twitter and social media. And I'm being generous with that as well.
Reach their PS5 console sales goal, LOL. Thankfully, with key stores, I could rebuy my PS library on Steam, very cheap. So I'm ready to abandon this platform similar to how Sony is abandoning it. Nintendo plus PC is the way nowadays. Nobody tell them what you can do with a PC and Nintendo games, okay? Nobody tell them. Nobody let them know. Nobody give them anything. Don't tell them. Don't say nothing to them. And the funniest thing about this Super Saiyan is you're going off again and rebuying all of the games you already have because somebody else gets to play your video game that you liked on your platform on a different platform. So you're going to spend double the money, even though it's cheaper. You probably bought all these games day one too, so you're one of those suckers. Then you're going to go to actual key sites to rebuy those same games again because somebody else gets to play the... Bro, a sucker is born every 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Every time, even on their own blog, it doesn't get better than this. Truth Exposed 4. God, these fucking names every time. Trash. Nix's worst PS dev. Only on PlayStation Heritage ruined for pennies. How you've fallen, Sony. They haven't fallen, they're making money. They know where the money is. They know that selling the game to more people makes more money for themselves, and that's what they're gonna do. Surprise. Welcome to Economics 101. If I can sell it to more people, more people are going to buy it. Who would have fucking knew, you clown? You should have gotten mad the second they bought Nixus, but you weren't angry then. But now you're angry? What did you think Nixus did? Hello? Oh my fucking God. Oh.
Diablo, I've also heard that if you buy the game on their launcher, you get cross entitlement, so you'll actually be buying it on... It'll actually auto unlock on your PS5 as well. So it gives you an incentive to buy it on their launcher instead of Steam.
Omega Zeo, this guy is a psychopath. Watch this. PlayStation gamers, are you going to keep allowing this piece of shit company to keep playing us? PC is killing the PlayStation community, identity, platform. Do y'all not see what happened to Xbox? Not only PC destroyed it, y'all are doing the same. If this gets removed, I take it as a declaration of
But Naya, that's exactly the point. That's exactly the
if
point.
You're a real PlayStation
And that
fan,
is why.
speak up. What?
And that is why, for a console, for someone who is a console user, they will not go PC because the convenience that is coming from a console is just that. You don't need to go into the settings to start tweaking. Like, if you're a PC gamer, the first thing you do when you load up the game is you go into the settings and start tweaking the settings. Console gamers don't do that. They just put the game on, jump straight in, and game. Destiny 2 is a prime example of this on PlayStation, where for the longest time, people were playing the game at 30 FPS, and then Bungie had to make a public announcement asking people to please upgrade and change to the PS5 version so you could play in 60 FPS. Even then, I think it was like 40% of the player base was still playing 30 FPS on Destiny 2. They didn't care on the console. They were just jumping on, shooting aliens, and jumping off. That's a lot of people playing at 30 FPS on Destiny 2. And they didn't care. And that game's available on PC. It's available everywhere. They just didn't care. And Bungie had to come out pleading people to please update to the PS5 version so you get a better experience. But, all this talk about, I'm never playing a game at 30 FPS. But people play 30 FPS all the time. They don't care. I asked my kid, do you want me to upgrade your Series S so you can play games at 60 FPS? And he said no. And I said, why? Because he doesn't care. As long as he gets to play the game and it works, he's okay. I literally was going to buy him a Series X and he said no. The casuals, the uber casuals, the normies, they don't care. They just want to sit down and play a game. Now, people like you and me, fuck yeah, we care. We care. You and me? Yeah, we care. I can't play 30 FPS, so we care. You and me? Yeah, I 100% agree. I'm with you. All the way. We care. But the normies, they don't care. No, he has a 60 Hz TV.
What is PC doing for us PlayStation gamers? Nothing. If y'all think PC's gonna
right, your friend.
I got the Declaration of Independence to sell you. We PlayStation gamers are not your toys. Without us, you are nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eras.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
You speak facts and the truth, fellow Sony fan.
Oh, no. You can tell 60, 30 and 60. Just by turning your camera, you can tell the difference.
I fucking cannot, dude. This dude is a psychopath. If you ever have the misfortune of seeing this guy on Twitter, it is an absolute nightmare. This is the same person that was trying to send specific messages of a discerning decree that would have people delete their save files if they weren't stopping putting games on the PC. Yeah, he was literally tagging the CEOs and people of Sony, saying that he was going to do things to the actual headquarters if they didn't stop doing this. It's amazing. It's amazing that we found him here today. What a psycho. Let's go, baby. Traitors! PlayStation has become irrelevant! Yes! Yes! Oh! I finally hit it! You made me finish! What a mess! Oh, just everywhere. It's just a mess. It's just a load. Oh, call your dad to come clean it up with his tongue. I must be quenched. My thirst, I'm parched immensely. Amazing. Amazing. Traitors!
Blu-rays run at 20...
Why should I buy...
Blu-rays run at 24 frames per second. Right? Let's not forget that. Blu-rays run at 24 frames.
Future games on PS5 and future PlayStation consoles, when games get ported to PC, I can wait. They will all get ported anyways. It's AE. The fact that you're paying for PS Plus pretty much means you're a simp. You've definitely given so much money to this company, more than you can honestly imagine, and there's no shot in hell you're going to go ahead and buy a PC to play PlayStation games and wait when your friends on that same service that you pay for extra money for getting nothing in return are all playing those games as well. You're not going to wait, my boy, because if you would have waited, you actually wouldn't be on here in the first place making these kinds of comments, being this much of a fucking simp for a corporation every single time, my boy. You are nothing more than a wallet to Prolapse and Goatsy every single time. You're going to get played that way. Because when the next PlayStation comes out, you're going to be there day one to buy it. When the next trailer comes out, you're going to be there day one to like it. When the next game comes out, you're going to be there saying, look at this exclusive that nobody else has. And 6 months later, why are you taking away my exclusive? That's you, my boy. Hook, line, and sinker. But you see, Andrew Squaw came back at it with another one saying, I've been ranting and raving about this since 2021 and was told to be quiet plenty of times on here. Glad to see you're all starting to realize the problem. It was in 2021 that no new confirmed PS5 only first party games were on the way and still aren't 3 years later. It's like you guys went ahead and decided to defend a company that doesn't give you the products that you want, and you're here trying to defend them still to this very day. Because I know this.
Mark, you don't need a 4090. I mean, for Ultra, 4080s are generally fine. But all it means is you're going to lower your settings to medium and be happy. Or lower it to high. But if the Ultra says it needs a 4090, then that's what Ultra needs. But if you knock it down to, on PC, you've just got so many more options. You know, you can set it down to high instead of very high, and then bump up some of the other settings to what you want that can give you that 60 FPS. This is the thing with PC. No matter how bad your graphics card is, you can always lower the stuff, even if it is down to a pathetic pulp, to get to the frame rate you want. But in the end, PC also has FSR and DLSS, so even if, you know, you're not getting the perfect output, with DLSS, it's going to knock your resolution down to make sure you can get to that frame rate, and then through frame generation, boost you up to whatever resolution you're running.
The second, the moment, the instance that a 30-second trailer comes out or a 3-minute trailer, you're going to be back gawking 9,000 on that Jim Ryan Dickety Dick faster than Belladonna on a bender, my boy. That's how it's going to be. That's how it's always been. And again, there you have it. Another batch of PlayStation fanboys getting angry that somebody else gets to play a video game that didn't have to buy their $500 precious box. Look, here's the thing. You shouldn't have to spend extra money to buy a box to play the video game on when that game can be played on everything else. It really is nothing more than a cult of personality, and you're falling for it every single time. To sit there and defend a company and corporation to try and tell them to not make more money by selling the game to other people truly is the most possibly imagine. The fact that you are sitting here getting angry that a corporation is doing what they can to make more money because you don't want to buy more games is literally your fault entirely. If you spend less time on Twitter, less time on Steam forum posts, and less time in actual blog posts and actually playing your video games and buying them, we wouldn't be in the situation now, would we? But instead, no, here we are.
The game would run.
Too thin, my boys, and games will be coming day and date to PC and PlayStation, making your console absolutely fucking irrelevant. But you know what? We don't even have to wait because it's already being proven irrelevant right now. Congrats, boys. You played yourself. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, thank you. If you didn't like it, fuck you. If you want to see more...
Mark, I've got a 3090 Ti, and I can run that game on Ultra. There you go. I've got a 3090 Ti, and I can run that game on Ultra at full speed. The Last of Us on PC. So I'm getting Ultra on 3090. The 4090 is just saying that it can run it raw without DLSS. Why you wouldn't use DLSS, I don't know, but I mean, I guess if your PC is powerful enough, you shouldn't use it. But, you know, like I said, my kid's 2080 Super, obviously at a 1080p resolution because it's not going to do more than that. Plus, he only has a 1080p monitor anyway. But at a 1080p resolution, outperforms my Series X and my PS5. And that graphics card is like 200 quid. Maybe 100 quid now. So the 4090 is overkill. Because 4090 is the current graphics cards. When you're in testing, you don't test on the older graphics cards. You test on the current graphics cards because that's the ones that you have to bench towards. It's kind of like a requirement with manufacturers and whatnot. They do their testing based on the current set. They can't test everything. Like when I was working at Sega, we had a range of graphics cards that we would test on, but they would always be on that year's latest model range. So if that year's latest model was a 2 series, then we would test across the 2 series to make sure it's working with the latest ones. We wouldn't test the ones before. It doesn't mean the ones before can't run it. It just means that it wasn't tested on those. The ones that it was tested on are the latest ones, which are the ones that people are going to go and buy. That's it. That's literally it. This one I thought was really up and down. With the whole message it was giving, I think it was, I think there was way too much subjective bias in this. But the one previous to this was a better video, in my opinion. Segatan Sanshiro? No, I did not meet him. I wish I did, though. DLSS really helps, Mark. It really helps. So you should check it out if you've got an NVIDIA graphics card that supports it. But yeah, I worked for Sega for a few years, then for Square Enix for about a year. Then I went to Empire Interactive, which was a PC company. They did like the cheap explosive games. And then I moved out of the gaming sphere because I did work for a Chinese gaming company as well, on an MMO game that they had that they were bringing to the West. And then I moved out of the gaming sphere because it paid shit for QA. And there was no job security. I mean, I wish I could still work in the games industry. It was fun. But the pay was so bad that I had to leave. Because there was no job security and the pay was just awful. And that's why QA is so shit today, because there's such a high turnover, because they pay shit. Anyway, chat, it is 1:15. That's me done for today. So I am going to call it a night. Thank you so much to everyone who hung out tonight. You are the real MVPs. I appreciate you turning up week in, week out. And I will definitely get a video out for Toriyama. Probably not tonight, because I can hear the wife coughing like a rail truck. But yeah. So it'll probably be tomorrow now. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why QA is shit in gaming today, because no one values it. I see we at Sega we lost so many great talent that was really good at QA because they weren't giving them permanent contracts. And when you're on a 3-month rolling contract, you can't, like, my friend was, at the time when he was at Sega, he got deported because of Sega. Because the Home Office required a permanent contract to say that he was going to work for another year. And Sega refused to give it because all they were giving were 3-month contracts. And they refused to give it to him. So, and he was really, really good. But and in the end, they didn't give it, and he couldn't find a permanent job, and he got deported. Sucks. But anyway, folks, peace out, and I'll see you in the next one. Remain legend, folks. Have a good night. That's right. Join the Discord. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like. We are trying to get to 7,000 subs. I really need to get better at telling you guys to hit that subscribe button. I really do. I suck at it. I'm really bad. What does QA do? We test stuff. We test the games to make sure they work, so they don't come out as a buggy mess like they do right now. The reason why they're buggy messes is because you don't have QA. If you had QA, they wouldn't be in the shit state that they're at right now. That's what QA does. Good QA makes sure the games work. And that is why I pride myself in the job I do. Because I do it properly. Anyway, I'm out. Good night.